All right. So I'll to do kind of a quick recap of the situation. It was only Calvin and Ian last week, so they didn't take a very headstrong approach with just having two people. Um, but they essentially to catch things up really though. You guys did your session, or and most people, I don't know, a chunk of people were missing from that one too. So actually, I'll catch up on that as well. Um, there's a whole thing where after escaping from the plane of fire and just murdering that town of people, some guy came there and came back. He's wailing, "Oh, I was too late." Witch kind of possessed him, made him answer a bunch of questions, and he had heard some omens that his hometown was gonna be destroyed by horrible monsters, and it happened. And it was you guys. And you guys found out where he heard this omen from. You went to this strange temple. Um, there's this giant fat stone statue in there that kind of awoke and like started conversing with you guys. And then it started moving and actually tried to kill you. Floor collapsed. People had to, you guys had to get out of it. You found a bunch more like dead acolytes and kind of that seemed like the like one old priest there had probably been like just feeding acolytes to this, you know, temple god, and getting just consistently horrible omens and prophecies about the future. He was also shanked to death by goblins. So whether he was good or bad, he's done now. And you guys also found a book of all the horrible omens and prophecies, and didn't immediately find anything useful or that seemed many cryptic as they would be, of course. That was a couple sessions ago. Last session, we started off by just being like, okay, and Rita, our lovely witch, she found out some more information about it. She just needed time to really study these omens and found something about seemed like the most easy to track down and one with a seemingly imminent timeline was about the lost city of Laputa that flies through in the somewhere amongst the clouds, and made an excuse of traded something to another hag associate of hers, got some magic beans, threw them in the ground, vines sprout up. You guys kind of grabbed onto the top of the vines, rode your way up, and they grabbed the bottom of this flying city. And so for a moment, it's kind of like longer than a moment, of course, but for now, it seems to be kind of like it can't keep going along its flight path because these magic beanstalks have grabbed onto it. That's not going to last forever. For one reason or another, only the goblins and the imp fiend went ahead. Maybe it took a long time to get an undead panther up some beanstalks. I don't, maybe the orc is afraid of heights. Why a scouting party was sent ahead? Up to y'all. To do a quick recap, I guess, further about what the goblin, and we can just, I'll say, what for ease of getting everyone doing stuff the fastest, do y'all want to just be like, okay, and we meet up, or do you guys want to try to roleplay out meeting up?
Nah, I'm okay with just meeting up. That's
Okay.
fine. I don't know about everybody else.
All right, then.
Fine as well.
Yeah, good. I wanted that to be the answer. Being splitting the party at the start can make it take a long time. Yeah. Then again, quick. You guys would have gone through the edge of the city. It looks like the city is literally just like falling to pieces. Where there's like a multi-tier thing to the city. I'll post some quite poorly drawn maps here. If I can bring out snipping tool again. So there, you guys kind of grabbed onto the bottom with the vines in area 1, but you find that's in kind of, you got your side view at the bottom, bigger view up, top down, a little further up. That 1A area, that is kind of the lower city, and off to the sides, like the entirety of kind of the lowest ring of the flying island has just like crumbled from erosion and weather because it is hidden by a constant storm. Inside the city, it's just kind of like there's usually a light drizzle, but you're literally within the eye of the storm. So it's calm, but if you try to fly up too high, which is really just relevant to the imp, I imagine, it's going to be really difficult storms. And he's going to probably, we can make some agility checks if he wants to try that out, but it's going to be tough ones. It looks like a pretty, a everlasting storm is not going to be the calmest thing ever. But that area 1A, that is kind of the only remaining spot of the city, and it's like a drowned city. 2-story buildings flooded all the way up of like a giant pool of water, and then held in by kind of just retaining walls that sectioned off the city. The imp and the goblin went up to level 2. It seems all of the inhabitants of this place, they are kind of they're cyclopses. They all seem to like hunch down. They wear these wide-brimmed straw hats. The goblins and the imp were unable to establish a means of communication because they don't speak that. They don't speak one of the handful of languages that would be applicable for understanding them. Maybe other people here can, though. So all that came of that is pretty frightening. The Cyclopses seemed rather frightened, and at some point, a meteor also fell from the sky, landed here. A horrible monster that seemed to be like a 10-foot tall skeleton, covered in like stinking barnacles, and like had like a lashing whip made of pure light. It tried to, it landed near our goblin and imp, but some trickery was done, and it went after some Cyclopses instead. It was killed, though. The Cyclopses certainly they didn't all make it out of there alive. There's like a group of 4, and only 2 of them survived. And more came. Then our villains here ran to what looked like the only not just kind of shack-like place here, and killed what seemed to be some kind of weird priest and his acolytes or something. In the midst of all this, the goblins have collected a couple hats that seem to be magical in nature. One of them is kind of like very tall, fits on the head, and looks kind of like a miniature version of some basically gigantic robots that you saw guarding doors that lead to the interior of the island. And it translates out what the goblin says into the language of these Cyclops people, but provides no ability to understand the language.
At least we think that's the case, right? We think it translates it into Cyclops. We haven't really gotten a whole bunch of time to test it out so much.
It sounds like the same language. In my mind, I keep on thinking of the goofy bit from an old episode of Futurama where Dr. Farnsworth is like, it just translates some stupid old dead language. I hate this machine. And it goes, bonjour.
Right.
He also has another hat that has like a telescope on it, kind of, and it's powered by, it's got like a flintlock wheel and a little thing in there, a needle that kind of sucks the juice out of eyeballs. Seems to be powered by eyeballs, and he can kind of go and like suck out some more eyeball juice, and it lets him see the area around him, but there's kind of a translucent overlay of everything looking much, much nicer than it looks right now. And I'm not sure what opinions are about what that means. The weird kind of Cyclops priest was also like targeting people with it, and they felt like they were moving. It's like you had lag to everything you're trying to do. So the goblin, and there are 3 goblins here, and 2 of them are wearing great hats.
We have a whole like goblin naming thing going on with the fact that these goblins have hats now. Like they're the hat goblins. It's I don't know. It was a fun session.
Yeah,
actually, it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
So and you guys are now, if we're all just catching up, you guys are all right now in the goblin, or in the what amounts for, it seems like some kind of religious structure, 2-story tall steeple building. It's not that impressive though. And if there are any more important bits, Ian and Calvin pipe up and add it in.
I don't know if there's anything more important, but we did through like trickery and silliness ended up killing a bunch of these Cyclopses by having them like crash to the ground from like hanging by their legs and stuff like that. So there's like mangled Cyclops bodies in here that have like broken limbs and things like that. My character pulls his cigar out of. Yeah, go ahead, Calvin.
One last big fireball, right? Or what? How did the building?
Oh yeah, right.
Inside?
That's right. I hellfired the guy that was hanging, and he caught on fire and died and fell. And I forget, did we start the building on fire too?
No, you didn't like start it on fire. It's mostly like a stone structure, but there's some
that's right. It is stone.
rafters. They didn't like.
We had considered whether we could catch it on fire.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, so I take my cigar out of my mouth. And I say, "Hey, what's up, fellas? We took care of some of these guys already."
Was also the stone automaton giant outside who is mostly ignoring us?
Mm-hmm.
It said something in a language they couldn't understand when they approached the door, and they moved back.
So we're trying to get into that big door there. That's it looks like the hat that one goblin's wearing. We think you might be able to, like, I don't know, open or something. Take a big old drag off of my cigar.
I will make him big so he can break it in. I kind of just stroke the orc's shoulder, and I'm going to try to cast enlarge. So I got a +5. 21, so pretty good. Let me look at large real quick. Page 139. Okay, so 21. That's actually pretty good. Target doubles in size, so that's great. You're like 12 feet tall now.
Nice.
You get a +4 to attacks, damage, and AC. You get +10 hit points. You lose those hit points first. And this lasts for, gosh, it's only 1 round?
It's got to be more than that, right? On a 21?
Casting time. Duration is 1 turn per caster level, so 2 turns. Okay, that makes more sense. I was looking at casting time instead of duration. You got that all, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I motion to the door with a gleeful smile.
Bob and like, you want me to smash the door? Is that what you're?
I smile at you with that blood coming out of my mouth and nod my head yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try and like do what they're saying. I'll approach this robot thing. There's like a robot that's saying something to us by the door.
Yes, I'll give you the 1 moment. I'll read the actual kind of descriptive text for it, so you get it. Yeah, there's these massive doors. Thick roots kind of are covering them and blocking the passage for the most part. But a little goblin or imp could probably squeeze in there just fine. And there are what at first appear to be unmoving brass statues, and they're like 14 feet tall. And there's 2 of them. They're not, and each one of them is holding a appropriately for them sized trident. But yes, it says something, and I'll say for just the sake of making it easy and figuring it out. Does anyone speak the language of giant or neutrality?
Not I.
Not I.
Second word, pussy.
Yeah, neutrality or harpy or ogre. Let's wrote those down. Yes, we have some alignment languages here. So, but all right. So no one speaks any of those. Still, no one speaks the language here. You approach them, Frank, and you big. What you doing?
Yeah. So is there like a seam in this door that I can try and
big double doors?
get my big hands in there and try and like rip the door open or I don't know, just try and brute force it. Like they told me to brute force it. I'm just gonna try and
all right.
do what they told me to do.
The 2 guardians here are going to try to fight you then, if that, of course. So let's roll initiative.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I get a plus? Okay. Is it just me that's rolling initiative?
No, I mean, I'm assuming everyone's watching you. So yeah, unless, you guys don't have to get in this fight. You can leave it to them.
I mean,
No, I'm definitely going to help out.
yeah, at least going to find out where I am in the roll or in the initiative, and then run away from there.
Probably try to honestly.
Let's see.
This website's not cooperating.
And Frank, what was your initiative?
19.
Oh, all right. Okay.
11.
So, there it is. Okay. So pretty split then. All right. Yeah, Eddie is up first with that dirty 20 of his.
Hulk smash! I'm a Cyclops now, in case you guys didn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. You possessed a Cyclops. Beautiful.
And I have a 19 to hit.
Oh, right, they were dead. Right, of course.
Yeah.
Pick up the
Where'd it come from?
1d6 plus 2. for an incredible 3 points of damage.
All right, rock and roll 3 points there. Let's see it. Okay, I'm tracking it. Then Frank, it's time for the big
All
man.
right, I guess I'll attack the same one that this other Cyclops attacked. So you said I got a +4 to hit?
I don't
Yes,
know.
that's correct. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to. I got muted and my hands full. Yeah.
Did the 17 hit these things?
Yes, 17 hits.
And then is the damage just +4 too? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, it's +4 hit, +4 damage. Let's see here. Yeah, +4 to attacks, damage, and AC, and you get +10 hit points.
Okay, so +4, 7, 8 damage.
All right. Okay, it's taking it in, and it's like hitting metal, of course. But you're putting some dents into it. Dave, what's up with you?
Luck. So I'm going to try to drain.
I think I only got like half of that.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just I got a fragment of a sentence.
Okay, so I want to see if they have luck by attempting to drain their luck.
Okay.
$15.
15. You hit it. I say these do not have luck though. They do not appear to have any kind of soul within them.
Okay, good to know.
And it is.
I guess I look.
You come back with a dry tongue. Feels unpleasant, I'm sure. One of them is going to try to spear the big man on campus here, Frank, and I get a dirty 20 to hit Frank. I'm pretty sure that's going to work. For 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And the other one, it fires out. It kind of uses it's got some kind of like antenna on the top of its or kind of baked into this very tall kind of head shape that it has. There's like two main eyes, and then like it kind of looks like a hat with a third eye on it. A giant. It draws in lightning from the storm clouds that are circling around and fires it out of there. And I'm gonna. See, there's 70 all. It shoots in kind of in a mostly straight line and is going to hit a completely randomly a goblin and our witch. So I need Calvin. Reflex saves. From
Reflex
Calvin and
saves.
John. Yeah.
I got a 4.
That one.
All right.
Wow. Good rolls, y'all.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right. 11 points of damage then.
Well, I go down, and then I'll be right back at a work call coming through.
Okay, perfect timing then. All right, and yeah, Kevin, I'm sure that goblin is toast.
I want to say one of the ones wearing the metal hats.
Makes sense. We'll say the hat is fine.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then Calvin, it's your turn with your others.
So I disconnected there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
How is everyone standing around? Are the statues
they appear completely mobile.
Are they mostly just okay? Are they mostly just attacking the people trying to go through the door?
But you're all of a yes, going through the door.
We're with them. They know we're with them.
They seem intelligent enough.
Okay. One of the goblins that's wearing the hat with the optic on it. I should what do they call them? Was it helmets? Was the other one one helmet, one hat goblin?
Yeah.
Okay. The hat goblin is the one with the optic thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that see anything different about the doors and statue?
Does he turn it on?
Yeah, he's gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. He's
gonna
put it on.
He needs a fresh eyeball soon. It doesn't have much juice left.
Goblin?
These things, the robots, he sees them without any of that, patina that they've currently got on them. The doors don't have roots crawling out of them. They look, freshly installed. Something along those lines that, things seem nice here. And And if you're kind of looking, since you'd be looking at one of the kind of robots here, it starts. You see it. Everyone kind of sees it start slowing down a little bit. And Calvin, if you'll roll, well, it's a D3, but if you roll a D4 and reroll 4s, it will
You have a
take.
D3 on you?
I do.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's going to take a -2 to all of its actions while you
does?
keep your eye on it. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Then the other goblin that is just nearby is there any cover or anything to hide by or anything? Or is it just a doorway?
He could like try to just like jump into the doorway. The roots have like broken it out. He could just try to like dive and start crawling through.
Or 3 HP goblin's just going to make a run for it.
All right. Yeah,
So
make an agility check to see how smoothly it works.
7.
7? Okay.
Well, okay.
I mean, he doesn't.
As a modifier, is it?
Mhm.
It's not sneak silently, is it?
No, this would just mostly be a straight,
Then it's a 9.
Okay. All right. I mean, 9, decent enough. I mean, he's going through a little ditch in the ground. It's not a feat of amazingness that you have to get a DC 15 for or nothing. He's going through. He doesn't like just make the smooth transition, but he's going through. Seems fine.
Serpentines.
Yeah. Ian, your turn.
So, seeing the hag go down at that point in time with this lightning bolt, I like flutter out of the air down and go over and actually try to lay on hands here. So pull that up real fast. 20 plus my personality modifier, which is nothing. Is caster level. It is a 14. Which then puts it at, we are same, so that's 2 dice. I think I can do up to 2 dice now, right? I feel like.
Yeah, if you're level 2.
Yeah.
So what the hag is going to get 2d4?
Okay, so 2d4 back. You want to roll, Ian? Or do you want me to roll?
Go ahead. I don't have my d4s handy.
All right. So, wow, I got the 7 back, actually, so that's pretty
Nice.
good. So.
And it's your turn, John.
Okay, so my eyes open, I smile at you, and that blood coming out of my mouth, I kind of caress the side of your face since you actually have one now. Feels kind of creepy, though, not exactly soothing.
You're like,
and then,
yes, child.
And I stand up and start casting a spell. I'm going to try to target, hopefully Hex will work. Kind of depends on how I roll. We already established these things don't have luck, so we'll see. All right, I'm going to try it anyway.
I feel like Rita's secret for having to rhyme everything is just laughing a whole lot more. Just way more creepy laughs.
So I got a 10, so I lose the spell unless, you know what? I didn't get any corruption last game, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get a little corruption. So this one is a curse. We haven't seen the curse chart yet.
Okay.
We flip to that. Now I actually got a book.
And I'll say, Calvin, I made up a fun table of random D30 random things a goblin could come in to the when they arrive for your 2 remaining goblins. Let's say that let's say that you also on hand have one little thing of sneezing powder and a mangy cat.
A cat.
Yeah, a mangy cat. Yeah. I mean,
you have a bag with a mangy cat in it. What's weird about that?
To encourage the mischief.
And
I was also thinking.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
But you sit on your thing there. John is getting cursed real quick.
So yeah, what happened? The hag easily becomes sick from common colds to more serious illness. She is not safe as her endurance suffers. Hag now has a -1 to stamina.
Okay.
All right.
So what area are we in on the map? Exactly.
I'll post it. Let me get a different picture for you. So there you go. The 2, it's really hard to see, but that is 2D. 2C was the kind of shrine place that where there is the two B's are different, kind of seem like dwellings, and 2A is kind of like a vineyard here. The soil, there's like some emaciated sheep and blue banana trees. They don't seem to have a very, though they seem agriculture dependent, it is not thriving. And there's also some big stairs that lead up to even higher sections of the island, as well as these doors that appear to lead inside.
So if I were to go away from the center, is that a drop off?
Yes. Yeah, it's that
How
kind
far?
of tiered. It's like 40 feet down.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, thank you.
But so, John, you accepted corruption and the spell does go off?
Yep. No, I just get to keep it. I don't lose it.
Oh, okay. I got you then. All right, then we're back up to Eddie again.
A 20-40 hit for 7 damage.
All right, that'll hit. Yeah. All right, one of them's taking some real good hits. It's a tough boy, as it turns out, but it's taking some good hits there. Frank, what's up with you?
Yeah, so I watched Eddie's character hit this thing, whatever this Cyclops. Does it look like it's phasing it at all, or?
Yes.
Okay, then I will continue to smash on it with him.
And I will
And
get some.
That's a dirty 20,
That'll do it.
and it's another 10. And then I only had 2 turns, right? So I'm going to start shrinking.
Turns are 20
No, 2
minutes.
turns. Yeah, so you got
Yeah, we
quite a
used
while,
them.
actually.
Yeah.
Turns, okay. Not 2 rounds, okay.
Here's these creatures. I posted in the last session, but here it is for now.
I was in the chat, the channel
yeah,
chat.
the channel chat. So they're big. All right. And you did 10 points, right, Frank?
Yes.
All right. It looks another one. It's nearly out, but then there's another one. Uh, 18 to hit will work. Is that what you meant, Eddie? Let me see. Oh, I see.
Oh, no,
well,
he was just telling me what he thought his strength was.
I'd say I think I'd probably like 16. The +4s, they're not like 0 hit die or 1 hit die creatures. They got a little bit of a bonus built in though, but I'd say like 16, 17 maybe. Let's see, whose turn is it then? Dave, back to you, man. You muted though.
Yeah, I was going. That's the funny thing. I was going through my powers, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have any charge up. So what am I looking through? Looking at powers.
Well, I think don't you start with it says on the class description that like you start with a certain amount.
Yeah, I used to start each day with.
I start each day with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you start out max?
I believe so, but let me check.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I will forego my.
We can
I'll
get your turn.
hold my turn. I'll hold my turn. Well, so go ahead. Next person.
And I just changed it so anybody with the link, you don't have to request access now. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
All that effort I wasted requesting access, and you could have just done that. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
All
I'm
right.
a terrible person.
Okay, they are gonna go, and Frank, I really think you're up there. You're putting the hits in. They're gonna come after you. They're gonna roll a natural 22 on their D24, which will prompt a critical hit. So you take 5 points of regular damage, and I'm open my DCC Core Rulebook PDF so I can access that beautiful giant crit table. Where are we? Critical hits by monsters.
So he's going to pop my eye out, and then we're going to use it to fuel the goblin's hat is what's going to
It's
happen.
possible. Yeah. All right. You get
that's
a
a good idea.
crushed chest, which an extra 7 points of damage, and your chest is caved in. Until completely healed, any sort of exertion, combat, running, etc., requires a DC 6 Fortitude save, and on a failure, you get a permanent loss of 1 stamina.
Damn, that's brutal.
That feels good.
Yeah. Are you even still up though? Taking 12 points.
Yeah, he got 10. He got 10 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So. Let's see.
Oh, we burned through those.
Yeah.
Oh, that was already gone. Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, you got those. Ugh.
You still up?
Yeah, I'm still up.
Okay, good. Bet that rage die's real good right about now. And there's still the other one though. The other one, let's say it's gonna. I think it's gonna try to trident the Cyclops that's in here, wailing on it.
Oh, I'm your brother, not me.
I think let me see. It was a natural 12. So hey, maybe Vile gets used to make this lower.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't done that yet.
Cyclops has a 14.
Okay.
I'll spend one. Oh wait, but he hadn't told you his bonuses though, Eddie. That's the thing.
Well, it's a 12, and I'm at a 14.
I'll throw
So-
1 point in for that.
Is that how the Vile works? Anyone can throw points on? Or yeah, that is how it works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
Yeah, I can sacrifice a point of Vile. I got one extra, I think, last time around. So
Yeah, we
You
recovered. We recovered some back. Yeah.
I'll say that with the sacrifice of 3 Vile, that puts it right underneath hitting you, so you don't get slammed by that trident, or skewered rather. All right, Dave, do you want to go now?
I do.
Let's see it.
Let's see how this works on these kind of things here. I'm going to spend 3 points. I believe I have to hit it with a melee hit. Is that correct, Ian?
Yes.
That's the way I'm reading that? Okay.
that is correct.
Let's see if I can do that. 18. Take
That'll do
that
it.
hits. All right. I'm hitting it right in its right leg.
All right. Do you want the damaged one or the undamaged?
Well, I want the undamaged one because it's
right.
a complete ruin, right?
Quite possibly.
Yes. The target is now considered damage, -1 penalty. Reducing the armor class by 1. Otherwise, the item is ruined. The target receives a DC 10 plus caster level reflex save, but they take the damage regardless. And what is the amount of damage?
Then
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that D7 that is.
Yeah, it's D7 exactly.
Well, it says the claws deal a D6 plus strength damage.
There it is. I see it
At the
now.
top. Yeah.
And on
So at the
point
very-
2, it increases to D7.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
very least, it
sorry.
does-
Yeah, my bad. You're right. It is
Oh,
D7.
hold on, I guess I'll go. Now watch it be lower than the 6.
Yeah, that always sucks.
All right.
Where are you, you mushy piece?
Okay.
All right. It takes 4 damage minimum.
All right. So it takes the 4 damage. I mean, it's definitely metal, but it's a magical creature. So it's not completely ruined, but it's going to take that -1 die to everything that it does.
But 3 does, yeah. So at 3 points, it does affect magical object. Okay.
Yes, which means I don't get to use my D24.
Oh, bummer.
And it's also the goblin's got its eyeballs on, its eye on it, so it's taking -1 die and also -2. So it's pretty severely handicapped as far as this thing goes. And Calvin, back to those goblins.
Did the goblin make it through the door?
Yeah, he can make it through on this round, and he sees a corridor, dark, but you've got the infravision, and some of the floor is missing in here. There's also where it's intact. There's these like algae covered corpses that are all hunched over in these prostrate position, all facing towards the center of the island.
Cyclops corpses?
Yeah, they're about that size.
Okay.
I mean, they're covered in algae, so you can't like see the eyeballs, and they're all, like I said, prostrate, hunched over, so I can't see the face, but right size.
It'll be really convenient, but from this side of the door, is there anything resembling any kind of mechanism to open the door? A lock?
You can see
An elaborate system of cranks, whatever.
You can see where the hinges are. You don't see any just like lovely lever to open it up though. But you could clear off some of the hinges with there's algae and gunk growing over it as well.
So this double door is the height of these giants, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's like
near
14
it?
feet tall.
Okay. Does the opening of the door just go all the way up? So for example, if a goblin wanted to climb up the middle between the doors to jump off of them, is there a clearing that way? This-
I mean, there's not a clearing for you to jump off. No. I mean,
Okay,
there's a
well,
seam,
then
but not a clearing.
Yeah, seam is the word. So okay, that goblin's just gonna come back through that door.
Okay.
Try and attack behind. But the other goblin that's in here,
Well, one stayed
So the
outside
one
and
that-
he was looking. Keeping
Right.
us out.
that one that stayed outside, I'm gonna go back to him.
Okay.
How long does it take for him to get back through the door?
It's like most of the round. Yeah, it's taking all your movement.
All right, then he's gonna come back through the door. But the one that's on this side of the door. So he just had one Cyclops. One robot fall, right?
Neither have fallen. One is
neither one.
handicapped, and another is in a little damage, and the other is very damaged.
Which one have I been looking at?
You've been looking at the barely damaged one. At least that's how it was in my mind. It's what I wrote down. Could have been the other way. It's up to you, man. Which one were you looking at?
Okay. Kind of lost track in my head as well.
All right. Well, let's keep it as I wrote down then.
Anyway, then yeah, keep it that way.
Slingstone or something. You know, this is combat.
Yeah, I don't have anything
Stop
particularly
thinking
useful.
so much.
Sorry. Then yeah, it's just gonna be the short bow.
All right. Give me an attack.
Okay, that's a 7 anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it like hits the thing, just ding, falls off to the ground. So,
Hopefully not getting its attention.
you seem beneath its notice for the moment. Ian,
Cool.
your turn.
All right, so the really damaged one, I'm out of spells at this point in time. I've got
Well, you're not
a
out of
spell.
spells. You're at -1 on the die chain.
Oh,
Pretty much all your
that's
spells.
right. That's right. Yes, these are
You
minus
gotta get
ones,
some
not out.
corpses or near
Exactly.
corpses to sacrifice.
So seeing that, in that situation, and Hellfire worked well before.
Mhm.
Doubt it's going to work as well right here, but I'm going to try to Hellfire the really damaged one.
All right.
And let's see, plus my caster level. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, just barely. I got a 12 on this. So it says a ball of fire strikes one target within 20 feet for 1d5 points of damage. That's 3 points of damage there.
Okay, 3 points.
Maybe.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's hanging on. It's hanging on. This big old bot.
And I stay like at that 20-foot range, flying above it, like laughing at it as the flames just kind of like blast over the surface of it, leave it, pretty untouched, I'm sure.
All right, John, your turn.
So it is to me. So what shot the lightning bolt at us exactly? Was that one of the robots?
Yeah, you see in that
Okay.
picture, it's got that huge circle on its hat part.
Got it. Okay.
The lightning kind of like attracted to probably some hidden antenna, and then shot out the eye, that circle on its hat.
Gotcha. Just want to make sure. So, okay. Well, I'm going to try to hex one more time. Switch up the die, though. There we go. 19. That'll hopefully affect it. Select up to 1d5 targets. Each target adds 1d3 to... Okay, this is the vile luck thing. Do these things have luck or not?
No.
Yeah, so they're immune to it then. Okay. Well, all right. Well, let me see. Here we go. Actually, I can go down one level then. Pardon me. Would I know that information, though, or not? I don't want to cheat.
The Toag was probably, he came back with that dry tongue and spat on the ground. Bad taste in it, so I could probably.
I could probably infer that. Okay. All right. So, okay, great. So what I'll do is I will subtract 1d3 from the target's next attack roll and give it to... I'm going to go give it to the Fiend, since the Fiend saved my life. So the target, it'll be the one that's least wounded of the two.
Okay.
Suffers a -3, and then that gives the Fiend a +3 to your next roll.
Nice.
And it suffers a -3 to its next roll?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Excuse me. It'll suffer a -1d3 to its next roll, and then it'll add +1d3 to the next roll.
Okay,
So
why don't you roll that now? So.
Okay, well, it was a 3.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Perfect then. Okay, and we're Eddie back up with you at the top.
22 to hit and 4 damage.
All right. That takes down the wounded one. Giant thing, earth-shaking fall there. So one is out, and we still got this very disadvantaged one, though not very wounded. Frank, you're up.
Yeah, so this thing falls, right? Can I grab this trident out of its hands?
It'll be a let's see, a 1d10 weapon.
Oh yeah. So I see this thing fall, and that thing looks cool, and I'm big now, right? So I want to grab that. Can I like actually grab it and like try and stab the thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It'd be lame if you couldn't.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
All right.
Nice.
Let's see. Are you going off the monster crit table?
Yeah, he works. Use the monster one.
All
Yeah.
right. I've got him.
5 extra damage, and you said this is a D10.
Yeah, D10 damage die on that.
All right, so 10, 15 so far, and then whatever the crit is.
Well, whatever your crit die is, that should be on your character sheet. You roll that die and let me know.
Right. D14. So a 12 on the crit table.
Okay, that is. You smash it in its robotic kneecap. Its movement is half, and you do an extra D10 damage.
All right, so
Awesome.
Nice.
7 more damage. Damn, dude. All right. Well, this thing went from barely wounded to pretty damn wounded. Okay.
Did you remember your rage die too?
Did you?
Okay, good.
All right. Okay.
And I go.
You're doing like 22 damage right there. Dave, you're up. Check that mute button.
So, what do you guys think? Is Psychic Blast, is that, I mean, we know it does physical damage, but does it do physical damage through the mind of the target?
That's going to kind of be up to I think the judge. It's going to be a risk, so.
No, you know what? It says targets the mind. Strikes at a target's mind. No, I think in the spirit of that, I think it has to have a mind. Okay.
That's what I would think too. That's how I'd rule as well.
And
who's after me?
Them.
Okay, so much for the assist. It's pretty beat up though, so I'm just going to go ahead and do an axe attack on its most damaged leg.
All right, yeah, that one with the busted.
Chop that tree down. That's another. I've been hitting 18s like crazy. So 18. Damage is only 2 though.
2. All right. Well, hey, that is better than nothing. All right, it is. It's going now, and for this round at least, it just gets a flat D20. And that's a 6. It goes wild with that trident and doesn't connect with anything. And we're on to the goblins.
Other goblin made it through the door?
Yeah. They're both outdoors again.
Things look like they went pretty well on this side.
Yeah.
Tie its shoelaces together.
Let's see if there's anything I can go with ankle high.
I mean, you just jump on the ankles and start stabbing.
Door goblin. Well, that one would be 3 goblin because he's got 3 HP. So he's gonna go for the. Hopefully he's not even facing this direction. So go for the ankle on that one.
All right.
Just with daggers, not really much you can do at this.
Show me the roll.
That is at least a 11.
All right. Not gonna. I mean, you're like hitting the metal plating, but not doing anything effective on an
11. I want to try. Okay, the other goblin wearing the hat and the lock mechanism is going to laugh at the other goblin's feeble attempt at attacking, and sarcastically disappoints and laughs and says, "Stop!" And see if that does anything.
Since he's kind of changed his.
It's gonna make the noise.
I get what you mean.
Does these statues respond at all to Cyclops language?
It does respond in some way, but you don't understand. Yes.
Oh, okay. So at least it heard me.
It gives some kind of very terse response.
Okay, but did anybody in the party have any idea what it said?
No one.
Nothing.
If you spoke giant, neutrality, harpy, or ogre, you could understand what it says.
Speaking, my character sheet doesn't even say common; it says goblin. It'd be very frustrating for the rest of the party. Anyway, no, Hat Goblin's just going to go for Another short bow attack. He can't do
Alright.
anything from this far. It's hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep his eye. That was a 17.
Okay, that hits. Yeah, damage, please.
Is it D6? I don't
Yeah.
have it written down.
Yeah, d6.
Then 4.
4. All right, it's still up, just barely though.
I think it's in the realm of possibility that all these monsters skipped language class when they were in high school.
Ian, but
It's
I think
pretty
Ian stepped
good to
away.
do.
So John, back to you, man.
All right, back guys.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Ian, then it's your
Perfect
turn.
timing.
Yeah. All right. So, anything amazing happened just now?
It's real beat up.
All right.
Real beat up.
Yeah. So, just at that, I'm up there cackling. I got my cigar, and I'm like, you can see a tear rolls down my face, and I get ready to flick it off at this thing, and that is not going to hit. So I take another -1 to that,
Okay.
and it just off, and I say, drat.
John.
Okay, well, since this thing's on its last leg, I'm going to go ahead and put a stone in my sling and whirl it around and see if I can ping it in the head. At least do a little something. No, a 4 I'm sure does not do the trick.
4 does not. All right, Eddie.
How about a 14?
No.
Damn.
You're close.
Wah, wah.
Frank.
Damn.
Rolling like a boss and still missed.
All right, what do we get? We get an extra D5.
Mhm.
Yeah, Frank, you need to finish this off because I'm
Yeah,
not doing
yeah.
squat.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
Or, yeah, someone else is gonna go down.
Just try it again. Try and take it down. All right, so 15 plus 4, 19 to hit.
All right, that'll do it.
All right, and this thing does a D10. So 4 plus 5, so 9 plus 4. So 13 more.
All right, good. It had 2 health.
All right.
Yeah, it falls to the ground, massive, very kind of earth-shaking thud that would have, accompanied something with the weight of a 14-foot tall robot. And things are seemingly safe, though. Damn, what a racket! You can kind of see in the distance. There's some of those like Cyclops people, wide brim hat hunched over you, hiding. They notice you, noticing them, and run away.
Well,
How, are the Cyclops people, are they like size large as well?
They're like 10 feet tall, but they're always like kind of
Okay.
hunching over, and so they look like
Gotcha.
a mere 8 feet. And
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey,
I'll look at the robot's corpse, one of them,
Mhm.
see if there's anything.
yeah, that's what I wanted to do was start dissecting it.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly like wires, and there's also like strange crystals you don't understand on the inside. They've got this hat thing that they shot lightning out of, like they arced lightning from the surrounding storm and shot through it. But it's like it's sized for their head. It doesn't even come close to fitting anyone here, except Frank's head for probably about another 10 minutes.
Dude, you got to put the hat on.
Well, before I do that, I'm gonna look at the fiend and go. My chest is like caved in.
Oh, right. Yes. I look at
Oh
that and I
yeah,
say,
Frank, you made at least one attack there, so make me a fortitude save. It's DC 6.
Oh, DC 6.
Yeah, so you're probably fine. But
Yes, I'm good.
okay, all right, no permanent stat loss then.
nice. Let's see.
So I'd like to grab, start spooling wire like it's rope. So we have rope.
Okay.
Frank, what's your
Um,
alignment?
Chaotic.
You start just ripping out wire,
Maybe a
and it's
die.
not like it's not as bendable of rope, but it'll work.
Okay.
Thank you.
It might be multi-purposed.
Mm-hmm.
How thick is the gauge of the wire? Like normal for us?
I'd say it's like it's probably still a pretty normal gauge wire, like a thicker gauge, but
Like a
yeah.
coax cable?
yeah, coax cable's about the right size. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to grab some crystals. I don't know what they do, but
Never a bad idea. Never a bad
One
idea. And
man's
they might be
try.
worth something too. So
Before I shrink, I wanted to use this trident to pry one of those hats off
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
stick it on my head and see if I can make lightning blow up the gate or something. I don't know. That's what the orc wants to do. He has no idea how to do that, but
Listen,
it seems like these creatures can do that. So he's gonna pry the hat off with the trident, stick it on his head.
And I'll say,
Point
prying the
at
hat
the
off.
gate.
Yeah, you're able to do that. Stick it on your
Or
head.
And Rita like nods her head in approval as he's doing this and smiles.
I guess make an intelligence check to try to interact.
17.
17?
Oh shit!
Yeah, you're not even really sure how you do it. You just feel your way through it, and you just blast that door, shatter it into pieces as lightning comes out of your face, basically. It's very hot right here.
Dude, my little imp is up in the air, and I am in awe at this point in time. And it's like that is astounding. That's so cool.
And then after I do that, I'm gonna put it on one of the goblins.
It's like putting, it's like putting an umbrella over it.
Catching a spider in a glass.
Yeah.
Keeping your dinner warm.
All right.
So now that this door is open, I mean,
Have no fear. Doug has made sure it's clear. And I'll start walking in.
Yeah, again, in here, there's roots cracking through the floors that go in this kind of tunnel that goes inside the island. And it reveals open skies. Like, that's how bad it is in here structurally. But there is like a path that remains intact. Where it is, though, like I said earlier, algae-covered corpses laying prostrate positions facing towards the center of the island.
I pick up by the way, the other helmet that didn't do anything and put it on the other living goblin. The way I have it.
Okay.
So if you flip these corpses over, do they have any eyeballs?
Yeah, you flip one over, and yeah, it's definitely a Cyclops corpse. Make me a will save.
Oh, so 2.
2, awesome. The algae kind of stains your fingers, and you have this kind of mental vision that the goblin had. And one of the goblins had in last session. I forgot to mention it, though. And he didn't mention it either. It's more his thing. I'm putting the blame on goblin. You have this kind of brief
why would they know? Yeah, why would they know?
He probably wouldn't share that. You have this brief vision of like the algae kind of surging through the entirety of the stone around here, and this in a very clear image in your mind of the algae kind of feeding on a pitted hunk of glowing metal that is in a chamber filled with glowing crystals.
Ugh.
And you also take 1 point of personality damage.
Is that permanent or just like temporary?
That is permanent.
Oh. I didn't have much of a personality anyway, so.
Oh yeah, what are you using it for?
All right. Well, did the Cyclops still have an eyeball in there?
No. It is like skeletal. Just like the thinnest layer of skin.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's this little area like? Does it have some good distance above these corpses that I could fly up and over?
Yeah, you'd be fine doing that.
Okay. So I kind of like I go really slowly, and I'd like slow my wing beat to try to be really quiet and just scout a little bit forward in front of everybody.
And folks could like, there is a, the kind of like, let's step carefully and not touch that. People could do that and go past. It's a check. Not a super difficult one, but it's a check.
I mean, it doesn't look like there's anything else of note really in here from what we can just see.
Not now, but the tunnel goes down further, and you can kind of see a door. And you're from the way that the sides of the tunnel are, you can kind of see like the remain of like an archway where a door probably was, and then it just fell out of the island, and it's just open.
Gotcha.
So there is a danger of completely falling out, but you see like roots below. It's not. You'd get a secondary check.
There's not any danger, then there's not any fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's go. I would say.
All right.
Well.
So everyone who's walking down, make a reflex check to go. But Calvin, what was your question?
I was fine. I was going to say, take another look with the because I haven't been in here with the helmet to look around. Right.
That's true.
So, like, does this look like it was a proper? Can I? Well, you keep on saying it's kind of running out of juice.
Yeah, you get like 5 more seconds, and then it runs out. And you're like, I need to get another eyeball from something. But yeah, you're just like, oh, I see floors, no dead people. I see doors on the sides to other rooms. There's a couple wall sconces with where that may have once been here and are no longer here, and then out of juice.
So Does the fiend have a name that I know?
Yeah, the Grindle Spite.
Okay. Grindle Spite.
What you need,
I'm looking
buddy?
at the thing with no eye. No eye. Should I go get more eyes for a helmet?
Think there's one left in that church we were in earlier, yeah? There's one of those Cyclops that got an eye. Yeah, you should go get it real quick. That'd be helpful.
In the church. Okay. Do I know what he's talking about? Like,
yeah, that's where
That's
you
that
guys
building
met up, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You run back over. You get your melon baller out or whatever. You bring back an eye to the goblin.
using my fingers and just like scoop it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
you put your thumb, probably a lot harder than you think.
You put your thumb in the corner and you just push in until it pops out.
It's orc research. You get basically there for an eyeball depends for each. I'll just read the thing. For each one hit die of the creature from which the eyeball is taken, the device, I'll let y'all name it because that's more fun, may be activated for a duration of 1d6 minutes. And the Cyclops in there were 2 hit die. So, Calvin, you get 2d6 minutes from this other eyeball of usage with your fancy thing that you, eyeball helm.
Got 5 and 4 minutes, so 9 minutes. All right. So, like, it's funny, when I was picturing getting shot by lightning earlier, that one goblin was just obliterated from inside the helmet he was wearing.
It's like the scene in Home Alone. You see a skeleton and...
Yeah. I think you picked up the helmet and slapped it on the other goblin and said it was a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like... Sorry, you said there are multiple doors out. Are we in, like, a center atrium? Is there anything...
Right now,
like
it's
nice
a hallway. And by the way, those
hallway.
reflex checks, those are good. You guys are not touching any corpses.
Okay, great.
Yeah. There is a door that you're hoping leads somewhere else.
Okay, well, if it's a hallway, there's only one way to go, right?
Yeah. Well, there's one way to go in the hallway. There's other places you can go. But I guess then everyone who isn't Eddie or John, and Ian, because Ian's flying over. He's good there. I need, Frank, Dave, and reflex check or reflex saves, and Calvin. 2 of them, one for each of your goblins. To not touch skeletons, unless you're just about that.
14 and 13.
All right, you good?
So I got a 16.
Good.
And
this is...
Frank, you only need to do one.
Calvin
has got his 2 goblins.
Okay.
I just had a 10.
10. Okay, everyone's good then. Everyone beat the DC.
Can I help clear the way any kind of way using find and disable trap? They're not strictly trapped.
That's a good thought. Yeah, roll a disable traps then. I mean, you've certainly found them. And tell me like how, or you could just tell me how you might go about that before we roll anything.
Is there any trash around? Like, well, not trash. Femurs, brooms, rakes.
There's no convenient broom handles, but you could probably break something off of the big, robo corpses.
Yeah. Basically take those tridents. Like,
sure. They're enormous.
2 goblins pick them up?
Yeah, but 2 goblins are small. 2 goblins would not be able to effectively use it in combat, but you can use it as kind of a broom to push the corpses.
Yeah, a big rake kind of situation.
Off
2 of them
they
using
fall.
teamwork.
All right, you guys spend some time clearing the path then.
Field joke. What's the difference between a truckload of bowling balls and a truckload of dead cyclopses?
What is it?
You can unload one with a pitchfork.
That's a modification of a dead baby's
Yeah,
joke.
it sure is.
Right, that's perfect for this game, I think.
So specific.
You guys get, and I'll paste this in because there's a lot of info in this little room description. But you guys get to another room which is way more open. There's interconnecting cogs and gears that comprise a massive, unmoving mechanism of unknown purpose that seems to expand through the ceiling. Much of this machinery is adorned with like fine engravings and plaques, There's roots that grow down from the ceiling, eroding away and replacing much of the walls, and also the stairs that lead both above and below.
So the stairs are made of like tree roots now, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's where this tunnel has led you. There's like up and down, and you kind of also see one kind of side passage that, the floor hasn't completely caved away from. This area, the ground seems much more stable.
And
I guess
go ahead, Ian.
I guess my question is would we even be familiar with, like, the goblins might be, I guess, but would any of us be familiar with gears and cogs and things like that, like machinery? I don't feel like that's something monsters would know necessarily, right?
Like a
If
cuckoo
only that
clock,
I have-
those things exist, right?
Yeah.
If only that I have create traps +4 to be generic
I
knowledge
would
of
say
machinery.
that, I mean,
like
some
mouse traps. I don't
some
know.
knowledge of siege weaponry, perhaps, from, I'd say, the orcs more than anyone. I don't know.
Mhm.
Not sure what the orc backgrounds are.
I'm
Yeah,
just going to
it's-
say my character won't know anything about stuff like this. He's like brand new into the world. So
Is there a hand-sized gear that I would be able to rest free?
Yeah, you can find something, pull it off.
Okay, pry one off just to. I don't know. For some reason, my guy became a kleptomaniac, but that's what I'm doing.
Hey, you want a souvenir?
Oh, that's a RPG staple.
It's naturally
Are there any-
inquisitive.
Calvin, if you want to do one of your trapping checks, I guess find trap more. Or I actually no.
Speaking
Just
of,
say if
though-
you want to do disable trap, you might be able to figure a little bit out.
I mean, a closed door is kind of like a trap. You're trying to get into it. But what I was about to say is, this whole time we've been digging around, has there been any signs that there's been anyone in here? Like, ever? Is everything covered in dust and overgrown, or does it look like Cyclops stay out of here?
It looks like they stay out of here. I mean, you didn't see any footprints except for the ones y'all made
Footprints.
in the tunnel back there. Now that you're kind of wondering, you think you hear some mutterings in here. You look over the
Does it-
corner, and the goblins notice it looks like there's like this ghostly figure. And you can see him. Classic translucent ghostly figure. Looks like a cyclops. But it looks not like some hunched over dumb cyclops farmer. He's in like robes. He's standing straight up, kind of floating a little bit at the bottom. But he's over this kind of like lump of, cyclops shaped robes that are on the floor. You can't quite make out what he's saying now, though.
All right, well, fine. I'm gonna click the device. What do I think? What do I call it? I'm trying to think of a "they live" pun, but I can't think of anything.
I'll just,
They
for ease of things, I will give you the.
Well, apparently
Here
the
you go.
Grindel's side wants to call it the anti-oculator.
You can give it that. That's a damn good name. Here's the full write-up description of it for you. The temporal celotone. A celotone is something that Da Vinci was like, let me make a hat that will let you see the stars. Didn't work great, but
nice.
it's a fun little idea.
Like a telescope helm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly. So there's a little bit of spoilers there, but I think you guys have already kind of like picked up on basically what it does.
Right, yeah.
I was hoping I could see the person, the ghost, as they were alive, but that's not how this works, is it? Still, I still took it on to see what he was standing by when he died. Really.
Yeah,
In this room,
looking
of course.
through it, this mechanism, you kind of see it. It's not in motion. It appears like, well, no, that's not. Let me say, it is in motion. You see this thing in motion. The gears working as they would have, however long ago, the spoiled 612 years ago, as it says in that little description. And but you don't see any people here. It does not appear to do that.
So does this ghost acknowledge us after I don't know, the goblins, they go Vibes
You haven't
out,
done
but
anything
react.
except look around, so it has not acknowledged you or anyone. No one's interacted with it in any way.
Does a creature
does
have to be alive to use Thought Menace?
Go read that description. I don't know. I'll allow. I think I would allow it.
Because I mean, you'd be able
Yeah.
to like read the thoughts of a ghost or a vampire, right? So
Yeah.
but I can't. I don't have the thing on, so do I even know it's there?
Yeah.
visible
No,
to ghosts,
everyone
right?
can see it. Everyone can see
Everyone
it
can see
goes
it?
there.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well,
I would
I-
say.
I
I would
just
say
wanna-
generally,
I-
you could probably interact with it to a limited extent. Generally, undead creatures they're like the DCC undead traits. Part of it is immune to mind altering spells.
Oh,
So you might not be able to alter its thoughts, but you could probably detect them.
yeah. I wanted to do the 3-pointer and see what see one complete thought in detail that the target currently has. DC will save equal to my caster levels check. Also, the caster's levels check. Or maybe I'm reading the.
Which spell? Which power are you reading?
I'm looking at Thought Menace.
Thought Menace, the level 3 power.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to roll a caster level check on this one. Is what that means. Some of the powers you got to do that with.
D20 plus level plus vial mod.
Okay. When my caster level's 2, right?
Yeah, because you're level 2.
16
Okay.
total. It's just missing bacon.
Okay. I don't get a 16, so you get to read its thoughts, right?
I get to read whatever thought the target is currently thinking of. I get to see that in detail.
Okay. And to see it in detail is good because it's muttering in a language no one understands.
True.
Yes. Like you get these mental images, like just bombard your brain of this mechanism and what is above it, with a giant room dedicated to predicting star movements, and people would sit there and send out transmissions trying to learn from and commune with the stars and creatures out there, and kind of ignored warnings of how dangerous that could be, and in seeing the kind of curses laid upon its people and the kind of deterioration of this individual society within its own lifetime.
Well, sounds like that's got a lot of regret. I relay what I saw to the posse.
I'm trying to picture like what caused this to fall to ruin.
It sounds.
I mean, like I know
it sounds very similar to the plot of Howard the Duck, the movie, to be honest.
I need to go see that movie now.
You never seen Howard the Duck?
I haven't seen Howard the Duck.
I haven't thought about it in a long
Listen, I haven't thought about that movie
minute.
in a minute. Yeah, I've seen the little clip of Howard like getting it on and being like, "What's going on with this movie? This is what were they up to in the '80s?"
Really, really weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Duck was on it was during that era of television when I just watched it on cable 15 to 20 minutes at a time, and I'm pretty sure I've still not seen the entire thing.
It's not in the theater. Here's the Japanese Laserdisc.
Oh wow, Laserdisc too. Jeez.
All right, yeah, when's the movie night, man?
I know, kidding. Rock and Roll and Howard the Duck, right?
Oh man, yeah, double feature. Okay. You guys all kind of looking around, being like, "What is it?" You guys, it's got this corpse. It's looking at a corpse that it's been so long, but you get some vibes of this corpse clearly has some kind of significance to it. On the ground, it is like holding some kind, and it is a very old, mostly skeletal corpse. But it is holding some kind of mostly tattered, except to the goblin who has a special viewing lens, as it were, a mostly tattered piece of paper.
Okay. It'd sure be great if it was written in Goblin. If I can even read
only
Goblin.
one way to find out.
Yeah, I mean, it's still there.
Anything else to loot? Anything else to loot from that body?
Not without, turning it over.
They're going in it. They're getting up in it.
Okay, all right, they do it. The ghost kind of has a moment of he looks at you and disappears.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wasn't pointing or was he? In those classic ghost.
No, just kind of looked like a moment of realization or something. Of just noticed and seemed surprised by you. Disappear. The star, the piece of paper. It has some writing on it, not a huge amount of writing. It looks like a depiction of the constellations and stars above.
Any, despite being just any writing or anything on it that looks like it's warning.
Not in Goblinese.
Yeah. Anybody else can read this? I show the rest of the party.
Yeah. Anyone have any kind of astrological occupation?
Which have comprehend languages?
No, I don't.
I was thinking more like,
and I'm a guide too. So.
Okay.
My character was a witch doctor in a previous life.
Oh, that's
probably not star related enough, though. I don't know if witch doctors have.
Make a vial check. And John, you said your hag was a guide.
Correct.
I'll say each of you make a vial check. Luck check, and if you succeed, equal or under, you're at least somewhat familiar.
I got a 10, and I have a 10 vial score.
Right. I think you muted yourself.
Muted, John.
I was meant to unmute. Yeah, so I got a 9 and 13 vials, so 4 under.
Okay, so you guys neither of you are, astrological experts, but you know enough about it, and still can't read the words on there, but these star charts, you recognize some constellations, but you see a date on there that looks like this is a star chart from hundreds of years ago. And reading things. You'll need a little bit of extra time on hand with it, but you think that it relates to kind of an important star date.
Mm.
And you're all familiar, with the this special, when the stars align, it seems to be kind of a something similar to that.
Could it be the same? Well, I know the Book of Prophecies, you said it told us about just the city, but nothing really about the city, correct?
It was about this city falling out of the sky and crashing into the mostly human-controlled city of Punjar, where there are many worshippers of chaos. And a very openly corrupted government.
Gotcha.
It's not out and out. Everyone's worshiping, the powers of chaos. But you got, and it's not even largely that. But you got a few worshippers there, and I'll also say, you're not sure that the whole city being destroyed would be good. Probably not, but that is a big human city, so it's really kind of your opinion on it. Maybe a little bit of it being destroyed. That sounds like some good old chaos. I don't know. It's the city of Punjar being destroyed. Your opinions on that? But that was the prophecy.
But there's no date in the prophecy, I'm assuming.
No, it was just
didn't think so.
Soon,
okay,
will fall out of the sky.
I think this has probably happened before, according to that star chart, I bet, right? That's the reason this whole city's a piece of crap right now. It's because it's fallen into the ground before. It's lifted back off again, and it's going to do it again.
Hag just looks at the document, mumbling to herself, kind of incoherently.
Next time the stars align, I bet you, Hag, that's what's going to happen. Your Rita...
Yeah.
What's your full name?
Rita Snailbiter.
Real
Shaky
Rita snail biter.
Shaky
Yeah, Rita.
Rita snail biter.
Exactly.
Oh, how
So-
come the Fiend is like the shady band manager from a 1950s?
That's the
Was
new
it?
voice for this level. He's got a little he's got like a little cigar that he chomps down all the time, and he's constantly relighting it with his hellfire.
In my mind, I've been picturing like an evil cherub that looks like Danny DeVito.
Like Danny DeVito, exactly.
I
Yeah, he's got
imagine
kind of like a
Danny
big
DeVito.
fat pot belly, and when he walks around, he walks like this the whole time.
I mean, now you're saying it, I'm imagining Danny DeVito's in his Hercules, the satyr.
There you go, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Little wings.
I don't
you
know.
know?
That's
It's exactly that's
mostly
only what
what
I
it
picture
But it's
now.
but it's like the henchman that Hades has combined
Right,
with
yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
the-
Like the little pudgy
yeah,
version.
It was a fucking Bobcat Goldthwait. That's
hmm
Oh yeah, that
Exactly, it was
weird
Bobcat
choice for a
Goldthwait.
movie, now that I think about it.
No,
Yeah.
that one's the best one because that's the best Disney princess. Megara is like choice comparatively to any of the other ones. First off,
It's a
she's like
great
in her
movie, and I
30s.
just-
Mhm.
It's a great movie, but speaking of Howard the Duck, just as an aside, just weird when kids movies and they put stars that like do kids give a shit about Bobcat Goldthwait or Danny DeVito? But like looking back, I appreciate it.
Well, their parents
Anyway,
got to buy the
sorry.
movie tickets, so you got to
Yeah.
get something for
Well,
them.
yeah, okay, yeah.
It's Howard the Duck does
Okay.
have duck boobies in it. So.
It does.
Oh,
It does have duck
scandalous.
boobs in it.
I don't remember that.
Oh
like-
yeah, it's in the very
It's not the
beginning.
made-for-TV version, right? The
Yeah,
ones that
which
we
I think is
watched as
what
a
I
kid, right?
It's before the title even. You get
Well,
to
you
go
got to
down
have
the
something
Yeah.
to keep those people in their seats. Maybe they'll get to see duck boobs again if they stick around.
Oh man. And then there's like human furry interaction that goes on at one point in it.
Yeah.
It's our kids were tougher back then. Right?
Man, I will say one of the things about the movie that I really love is the hand-drawn special effects for like all the like electricity and like laser eyes and stuff like that. They are so choice in that movie.
Thinking about a bunch of kids in the theater watching Howard the Duck going, I sure hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
You're gonna Pavlov yourself for ducks. Get turned on by fowls.
Oh man. All right. Well,
Up or down, guys?
yeah, exactly. That's what I was just
There's
thinking.
also
too.
like a side room here as well. This place actually.
Oh well, let's
opens
go
up.
check out the side room then.
Okay.
There's a side room.
So I slowly start to rise up again, kind of being because I know it's lit. It's fairly well lit in here because there's all these holes in the roof. But I slowly continue upward to get up towards where the top of the staircase is, where it like meets up with the ceiling. And I just sit and listen for a minute to see if I hear anything up above while everybody else is doing stuff.
Silent.
Oh, wait, the murmurs you said I heard. Where are they coming from? Were they coming
That
from
was the ghost. They're gone now.
Okay, that was the ghost.
Yeah.
All right.
You kind of open up a side room, squeaky hinge door, and sizable but not like that big room of and you see like mounds of scattered scrolls, tattered tomes, and odd astrological instruments kind of over the floor. And in the center of the room, there's like a big oaken table that has a ancient star chart on it.
All right, Rita, you've already kind of shown some, at least astrology. Maybe not astronomy.
More
but
than the rest of us, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll walk over and take a look.
Looks, it's got some damage to it from time. When if you try to like touch it a little bit, it's immediately like, oh, this is like, you even try to move this, it's going to fall to pieces. But it looks like it's not the exact same star chart as the kind of miniature version that you've got. It has some significance, though. If you'll make an intelligence check, you might be able to figure it out.
Okay. 17.
Okay. You're kind of comparing the two that you have, and and it seems to indicate, combined with what you know about some of the constellation, you're like, I'm pretty sure we don't even see this star anymore. It seems to indicate like unnatural movement among the stars, and there's kind of one you don't understand the writing, but it's like it's got a name and it's circled. It's given some kind of significance, and there's like on the one you got off the corpse, there's like there's more marginalia notes, and you see two different dates here, from this big one to the smaller one, about kind of that indicate the big one seems to be a little further back in time, and the smaller one is a few years advanced. And combining the two, yeah, you see how it's like, this star is notated to have moved here for that time period. That is way too much movement for a star to make. And you're not quite, again, if language skills. This is the first playtest I've done where no one has had the language skills or attempted the game of charades.
So this, if Frida is able to figure out how far it moved in a specific period of time,
mm-hmm.
I mean, is it like an arc, like it's arcing like other planet? Is it where it comes? Does it look like that?
It looks like
because
it's not arcing. It looks like it's It more looks like it's staying above where it's like it's staying directly above the city and the city's own flight path.
Is the implication that this city has been trying to control or move the stars?
Or they're summoning. So, I mean, is the idea of...
Tough, man. Well, let's keep poking around to find until I find something valuable. That's what the goblins would honestly think, and honestly me too.
All right. There's also some random gears and stuff in this room where, slap them on the machine out there if you want, throw them at it. The goblins can throw them like frisbees, whatever they want to do. Be really heavy frisbees.
Oh, file them down.
Metal.
Make some Chinese stars.
They're made of metal. I would almost, just take one as an improvised.
There, and there's more astrological tools. You got sextants in here for measuring things, and random telescope on the ground, with shattered glass.
Okay. Nothing that looks like it works.
A few things. If you start making luck checks, maybe. What are you trying to find?
So I don't know, things that are trap or poison related. I don't know, there's really nothing astrological that would be.
You can come back here later if you think of something.
Yeah.
Other than files, how about if they're an ancient culture, they would have really nice files for making gears and machinery.
Okay.
A file is just one step away from a shiv or a really nice knife, just for flavor.
Make a luck check then, or a vile check. Roll d20 equal or under your vile score.
I rolled a 12, and my vial is 14.
All right, you find some. Yeah, you get a nice key ring with miniature files on them, and one big file.
Oh, I guess for lockpicking and things, I suppose odds and ends of little tools. But okay, that's cool.
So while I'm hanging in the
weapons.
While I'm hanging in the air up there, right at the ceiling where the staircase goes up, where the root staircase is, I'm sitting there thinking about my spells. Rolling it over in my mind as I think about the detect good spell that I have, and I realize that I could, according to maybe the text that I know, I can flip it around and detect evil with it, but also detect things that are similarly holy goals to ours. I know there's another dark god that exists here. Maybe I can detect what other people like the dark gods that are not ours are thinking around here. So I'm going to try to cast Detect Evil and aim it at similar holy goals to ours.
I get it.
That makes sense?
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. If you're reversing a spell, you do it at -1 on the die chain.
All right. -1 on the die chain it is. That's going to be terrible. So we'll see.
You already got that penalty, right?
Oh, what's that? No, Detect Good is actually the only spell I haven't cast yet.
Ah, okay.
So I actually rolled a 15 on this. That is on the die. So -1, so it's a 14. And then I think I add my caster level, right?
Yeah, at least your level and, whether you're, I guess, your personality modifier.
Which is 0, so that's all good. Makes math easy. Creature of opposed alignments are automatically detected, or creature of similar alignments are automatically detected, as well as objects that are inherently dangerous in nature. I don't know if that counts in this case. And then I guess if I turn it around, or evil creatures do not receive a will save to remain undetected.
And you have to hold out your holy symbol to do this. So what's
All
your
right.
holy symbol look like?
So the my holy symbol is, as I start to look at it, it is a it's like half of a face with like a big tear that's on one cheek, right? And it's the symbol of like what we talked about early on in this, the orphan in the void, I think is what I said, right? I guess that's like what kind of resonates in my head in this moment. So I'm holding this out.
It's like you to get you something for a good roll. You don't immediately detect anything, but you kind of like poke your head up. You feel like you feel something, but you don't know what it is. You kind of poke your head up into kind of the above the top of the stairs, and there's this big room with a dome ceiling, and there's like you see like a stunted tree growing on the floor, and on top of it there's like an astrological clock with an interconnected telescope, and you feel like that telescope, like there's some kind of evil presence or evil goal associated with it, and you see it is it's not the telescope itself, but where it is pointed.
Oh, okay. So I get like a stink off of the telescope at the direction that it's aimed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so I like if there's nothing else up there like that I'm detecting or anything, I'll start to fly back down.
Okay. And you don't see there's no movement, nothing else you detect up there. There's some extra details, but
right. We'll go back to that. Yeah. All right. So that's I'm done. Flying back down to everybody and kind of explaining what I felt up there, so y'all understand.
Mm-hmm. And you probably have that for like, let me see, you've got that for an hour.
Oh, nice. Yeah, 6 turns, and yeah, all right, good deal. So I've got and it's just like the tear is like swirling on the cheek of my holy symbol as I'm holding it out.
I like it. All right.
Okay, well, I don't think there's much more of interest in this room. So, is there anything else we can see besides the star chart and all that?
Not right in here.
Okay. All right. Up we should go to find our foe. I'll point up to the stairs up.
I assume he's back. Okay, so yeah, you guys are back in this. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Hello there. You guys are all back in the orrery room. You kind of explored the side passage. You know a little bit about what's above you guys. There's down below you guys as well, and there's probably more stuff that remain to be seen outside. But you guys are delving deeper into the flying island of Laputa. What's next up for y'all?
There's more. Are we staying mostly level, or are we going up and down stairs, or I'd like to go up?
You can go up, you can go down. You've remained mostly level on kind of like the second tier of the island.
Mm-hmm.
My head, if there was if there were a weather dominator or a star controller or just a telescope, I'd put it on the top, right? So.
Yeah, and I've told y'all about what I saw,
right.
Or what kind of what I experienced up there on the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go up there and see if we can.
Is the algae any thicker or thinner around? Is it all just like an even coat of everything?
That's a good question. It's a little thinner up top, but the stairs going down become thicker with it.
That makes me kind of want to go down now.
Head first into danger.
If there's a source of the scourge, right? It would be.
No, we got to live with our decision. Up.
Yeah, up is fine.
All right.
Is as far as marching order goes, we keep our orc in front.
Sounds good. Yeah, it hasn't. If marching order becomes something where it's like, this isn't like a proper dungeon crawl. But if we get onto one of those, we'll do the proper.
But if we ever have to go single file, that's
I think I will naturally just assume orc in front because he's your heaviest boy.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Except for now, probably also Eddie with his Cyclops corpse.
The orc's gonna do whatever the fiend and the hag tell him to do.
like a good orc.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
they've already manipulated him into like doing their bidding. Like the hag already touched, like, because I went down. The hag did.
The hag touched you.
The hag did some bullshit to me.
Show me on the doll where the hag touched
over.
her.
So it was,
Exactly.
Yeah,
the orcs
voodoo
just
doll.
do what they say.
All right. Yeah, you guys go up then. You get to kind of the top. There's this domed ceiling, and it's carved with Cyclopean figures who carry like planetary orbs along starry skies. There's a stunted tree in the middle here. You guys are coming up through like stairs that are kind of, if just barely concealed on the floor, they're obvious, but kind of if it was closed up, you might not notice it. And on top of that stunted tree, yeah, it's been carved out, hold an astrological clock and interconnected telescope.
So it
We're on
says,
the,
yeah,
we're on the outside of it, right? Sorry.
You're on the inside of this dome. Imagine like
Inside. Oh, okay.
imagine like one of those like Roman, circular forums where people are gonna like shout at things and have debates, like that with a fancy dome. Actually, a better description would just be like, imagine going to the planetarium in that room where they got the big telescope. It's like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're making this complicated. I know what you're saying, I think. And okay.
All right. I think
you gotta have the flavor description in character appropriate
Yeah.
description,
Yeah.
right? And then everyone goes, like the thing that we real like.
It's a button. Yeah.
Yeah. Are the star charts, you keep saying, are these on parchment? Are these paper? Are they
Yeah, parchment
carved in the
paper.
walls? Or okay.
Well, the one you're carrying around is.
So is there a peeking glass and eyepiece for that telescope?
Yes. You guys there's a storm surrounding the city, so you look through and you're like, storm clouds.
I guess I would appeal to Rita on. So can we see like wheelie mechanisms to aim it?
Yes. Yeah, on the astrological clock, there's some control mechanisms.
And I'm going to assume we don't pull these look like and things like that. So, but I guess
I got like a real bad like other god kind of feel from the direction it's pointed right now. Like it's not like our god, but not like our god.
Without moving it, I wanna take a peek in that glass.
Okay. I mean, again, you look out and storm clouds.
Okay.
We may need to figure out like how to part the storm clouds, and maybe we can do something with that. But even then, that might be dangerous at that point.
I was also thinking like it might not be aimed, so that the star chart would have to be interpreted to know where to point it.
Can I hold on? I'm about to look at the description of the glass helmet again.
Mm-hmm.
If you, for example, turn it on and look through an eyepiece of a telescope, do you see what the night sky looked like 600 years ago? Is that the implication?
Is that what you're doing? You're attempting to do?
Yeah, it is actually.
Okay, I was like, is this an idle question of theory? Because in that case,
no,
you're asking the party.
Our character, it's an idle question, but in character, the goblin has been just abusing this thing, flipping it on and off all the time.
You look through and you see where it is, hundreds of years ago, where it's pointing, and you see a different starry night above, and you feel like you are being seen through a telescope just as much as you are seeing something else. You feel like a malevolent force, like looking into your soul.
Good luck finding it, fucking goblins. All right.
Who peeps the peeper?
Is it literally looking at like a star or just a spot in the sky?
Like there's like a bright red star.
Okay. Imagine a dramatic sort of it's thrown back from the telescope or something.
A very scared looking goblin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh shit! I'm about to say, like, would he be scared enough to rip the helmet off of him, thinking it's bad luck at this point? Nothing good has come from it so far. It gives him headaches.
It's like a 3D movie.
But it makes him taller. So.
Can I do a more thorough inspection around the perimeter of this? Yeah. Just luck checking? Or
you're looking around. You can see that the kind of like there's like a slim hole in the ceiling. That kind of like vertical slit that looks like it can be moved. And it's probably controlled by the mechanism over there, but some jerk at least took one of the gears off from the machine earlier. Who knows what else is might be the matter. But it looks like you could maybe like force them to move if you were just trying to force it. There's also, you can leave from up here and walk down. There's big stairs going down. Also some Cyclops corpses on there. You think you see like a jar of something, like an actual glass jar, kind of like held by one of the dead corpses, halfway down.
I gotta check
you
that
can
jar.
kind of see what's all right. You go down. Roll a d3.
D3. Okay. 2.
You find a jar of eyes.
Hooray!
Who has the eye-fueled helmet? Or goblins?
It'd be Eye Hat Goblin. Yeah.
All right, eye hat goblin.
They like pickled? They look like they're still usable.
Nah, I'm just gonna assume
Yeah.
pickled eyes is better than no eyes at all.
Yep.
They're deliciously juicy.
Yeah. Cool.
When
So now you got feel for that.
When you're kind of like returning, what the goblin and the fiend kind of warned you about earlier, you hear kind of a almost a whistling sound, and there's you look up, a meteor is coming through the storm very quickly and lands kind of like at the entrance of the dome here, and it smells like rotten, stinking peanut butter, and from it emerges what Ian and Calvin's characters were witness to last time. It looks like the metal for a moment kind of it starts expanding, and the meteorite stops looking like a rock at all, and is a tent, and kind of brings itself up, and what was like a rocky form is now a 10-foot tall skeleton, covered in barnacles, and that stinking of rotten peanuts, and it is very hot from coming through the atmosphere in the storm, and just the air around is rippling with intense heat and whirling lights. And let's roll some initiative.
Has it been an hour? Do I have 3 goblins again, or no?
Yeah, let's give you 3 goblins. And
Cool.
this one, let me get my fun D30 table off my phone. This one comes up from who knows where. He has 2 D3 bananas.
Do you mind rolling 2 D3s?
He has 6 bananas with him.
6 bananas. Fresh bananas.
Yes. Yeah, he's got a nice little bundle of bananas. What can
You better Mario Kart those banana peels.
No, I was thinking, that's a classic trap.
Okay.
We were in sync there, John.
Yeah, exactly. Like in every way. The ones, then the heart, then the laugh. Yeah.
All right, my little horrible monster's going on a 13, but Dave is very obviously up first with his 20.
Well, I gotta try to luck. I gotta try to luck drain it. That's another dirty 20.
Oh, that'll do it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna give me 3 luck.
All right.
I mean, 3.
Vile. Yeah, this thing will have it for you. All right. Then Calvin. What you gonna do?
Are those gears on the walls, etc.? Are they heavy enough to throw?
These are like inset into the walls, like kind of like would be. They're mostly like hidden behind stuff. You wouldn't be able to grab them. So what you got on you?
But
you said you took something earlier.
You grabbed some.
You grabbed files earlier.
Right.
No, he mentioned grabbing the gears to throw like frisbees. That's what he said.
I made that joke. I don't know if you actually did it.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I didn't write that down specifically. I could have done that sort of thing. Is there anything hanging from the ceiling? What's the inside of the building look like?
No, it's a dome. Very much like a planetarium. It's got that like vertical slit for the telescope part to look out. But no, there's nothing like hanging.
Well then, just for now, it's from 3 different directions. It's going to be 1 short bow and 2 darts.
All right. Roll some dice.
I don't have darts written down. What is a dart?
D20. It'll be a D3.
Yeah.
2, 20, and 8.
All right. Well, your 20.
And that was a
is
nat
that
20
a
as well in the
20?
middle.
All right.
It was.
That was a critical dart. It sounds like. On your character sheet, it has a crit die somewhere.
I bet
Top
there was
right-hand
something on
corner.
the lower level that would have been very helpful.
At D10, table 3.
All right. Then roll a d10 for me, and also just roll a d4 and re-roll it if it's a 4 for your dart damage.
On the D10, that was a 4.
All right.
On the D4, that was a 2.
All right. So 2 damage, and you actually the 4 is make an extra attack. So try to double dart him.
So is that another D20?
Another d20.
Just a whole
another attack.
Yeah, that was a 12.
All right.
I guess that would be 13 with agility. Or is there any? Oh no, there's no pluses to a dart, is there?
I don't think
You get your hit modifier to it, right?
Yeah.
So long as you've got agility, I think in that case.
Then yes, then the
that'll
13.
apply.
13 is a near miss. Unfortunately. All right, then Ian, your turn.
All right, so seeing that this thing is out here and realizing like how dangerous this is, I like screech into the sky to get everybody's attention, and I'm going to try to cast bless on everybody and see if I can actually get everybody blessed in some form or fashion. Hopefully,
Okay.
What does bless do?
it's got a few different. Yeah, it's got a few different effects that go with it. Nope, didn't even. I got like I think I got an 8 on it, so nothing. I try to do this, and my holy symbol glows, and then sputters out, and
Well,
nothing.
that thing prompts us evil. Your holy symbol's still doing some kind of job. Not
All right.
your brand, but another, it's still...
Gotcha.
All right, Frank, your turn.
All right, I guess we need to attack this thing. So
Yeah.
that's what we do.
And I will also add, you see, Calvin, for your... Oh, never mind. Okay, Frank, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, so I got a 6, so I don't think that's going to hit it.
No, make me a fortitude save, as when you run up on it to swing at it, intense, painful heat.
18.
Oh, 18. Okay, that's a different story. All right, yeah, you're fine. It's not that hot. It's not that hot. It's going to be fine.
Oh, so it feels hot when we go to strike it.
Mm-hmm.
But not enough, since I missed, okay, I got you.
All right. Then it's turn. You have done the wonderful thing of moving up into melee with it. I got a natural 19,
Ugh.
and I crit on a 19, but I do 7 points of damage to you, and I've got an unusual crit for this. I crit as per corruption from Scorching Ray.
Oh, that's interesting.
All of the hair on the orc's head is burned off. And that is... I guess it could grow back. But it's, burned off. It's probably not going to grow back right. Especially not the eyebrows.
And grow back patchy.
Yeah.
I was going to make fun of his new hairdo, but I didn't want Will Smith to slap me.
All right. It only gets the one action, though. So, let's see. John, you're up.
Okay. So what does this thing look like exactly again? I'm sorry, I was kind of halfway.
It's a Cyclops skeleton giant.
The one that we ran in, the one that came out of the meteor. Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm going to. How tall is the ceiling in here?
Oh, it's really tall. It's
Okay.
big dome.
All right, so I'm going to hit my my friend character's name Eddie Demolus with try to cast enlarge on him this time.
Ooh.
He is Denomalus.
17.
You ride him like
Anomalous.
Bowcat.
So he gets 25. He grows 25%. You get a +1 to attack damage and AC.
All right.
Okay, and that'll last for 2 turns. Pretty much, I'm sure the combat. Hopefully, last long enough. We're screwed.
Eddie.
I guess that was pretty tough last time. I was only fighting regular Cyclops, but still.
All right, I'm going to charge in and whiff with an 11, right?
Yeah, you will. All right. Dave, back to you, man.
Already? I'm going to try to suck some more luck from him.
Okay.
I need to supercharge. Go lick the battery twice. That's 18.
That'll hit.
Does that hit?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see how little more I get. Ooh, that's a 4. So I am maxed out at 6.
Okay. You got it then. Calvin, back to you, man.
Hat Goblin's going to fire up the. I can't think of a good name for the helmet or the hat. Fire up the hat and try and focus on that skeleton because it seems to do something.
Okay.
Not that he knows what it does. And the. Still trying to think of something fun or trap like. So it's this skeleton is sizzling hot. It's like searing hot.
Yes.
Is it just gonna?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm also just occasionally looking back at my character sheet and realizing I have cat.
Yeah, you've got a mangy cat.
Well, the other 2 goblins for now are just trying to flank out and in this circular room, trying to spread out wide and using darts. And that is a roll and a roll. That's a 17 and a 20.
With nat 20?
Astonishing. It is.
All right. Well.
So actually an 18 and a 20, but I imagine
right.
that's close enough. But
Well,
they're just on
it's-
darts, though.
All right. Well, hey, that's 2d3 and roll another d10 for another crit.
A D3, the first one is 2. The second one is 1.
Okay.
On a D10, I rolled a 1 again.
Okay, that's an extra d6 of damage with a savage dart attack.
It's a 4.
All right. You have with
It
your
really
nu-
sucks to burn up on good rolls on shit stuff.
You've been the only one to deal HP
And that's
damage.
it. Goblins are screwing it up.
Yeah. Everyone else is.
Does it react?
Um,
Does it react to anything? Or do
it
anything
does.
to this?
It's getting. It turns its head towards the goblins. And Ian, back to you.
All right. So looking at this thing, and seeing again, I'm starting to panic up here, flying up above everybody. And it's another time of me trying to bless because I've seen this thing take out like 3 Cyclops and had a mutual kill with another Cyclops. They both took each other out, I feel like. So I'll try this again. Oh, okay. That is, let's see. I've got -2 on this. So that's okay. So I rolled after modified an 18.
Okay.
So
that's good. Were you blessing yourself or others?
no, I'm actually blessing one of my allies. So I'm actually going to bless the orc in this case. I'm going to bless Doog. +1 bonus to all attack rolls, damage rolls, and saving throws, and skill checks and spell checks for 1 turn. So for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. Perfect. And that's Frank. It's on you.
All right, well, let's try and use that. We're going to try and smack this thing. We don't care that it's hot. So +1. All right, so does a 15 hit this thing?
Yes.
All right. Can I still use that trident, or is it too big for me?
What's your strength score?
It's a 12.
It's too big for you.
Okay. Oh, well, that sucks. So 3 points of damage.
Okay. Trying your best to keep up with those goblins. All right. It is its turn. It is let's see. It's really annoyed by the goblins, but Frank, you're still just right there. I rolled randomly, and it's staying near you. What's your armor class? I'm hitting. Well, I roll a 9, and then I have some modifiers, but Bile could be used. You're muted. Whatever.
It's a 12.
12. I don't know. Like I said, anyone want to use Vial? I have 9 plus mystery number to hit a 12.
There's been some good vial scores that have been talked about.
Can I use my own vial?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I will chuck 2 vial at him, and make my meanest, nastiest, no-haired face at him.
Okay. And you had a 12 AC? Stop muting yourself.
I'm sorry.
You had a 12
Yes,
AC?
so I have a 12 AC, yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, I'm still hitting you.
Oh,
If one more point of Vial, that would have done it. So, but still, spent up. All right. 7. 4 more points of damage.
Okay.
And John, your turn.
Okay, well, man, I hate being a one-trick pony, but this does really help out our warriors. I'm now going to come up next to the orc, try to stay behind him as best I can. Now I'm going to try to cast Enlarge on the orc.
It is really good.
Nice, there we go, 24. Okay,
Wow.
triples in size. So Frank, you get a +6 to attack, damage, and AC, and strength. Oh wait, pardon me, no, not strength. Sorry, +6 to attack, damage, and AC, and you get +20 hit points.
Nice. We'll take
And
that.
those, of course, of course go first. So nice. Okay.
I hope you're wearing stretchy purple pants.
Yeah, no kidding.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
All burnt up, huge.
Okay, and then let's see here. 4 for manifestation. Target reverse ages to the size and appearance of a baby that amazingly grows back to an adult appearance as a larger form of its former size.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right.
That's
Eddie.
it for me.
Nat 20.
There you go.
What table you critting on?
Giants, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
No,
you're
it's
right.
well,
because he is currently a.
I didn't even think of it that way. I had it written that they critted on the undead table no matter what, but sure, I'm fine with that. That actually sounds interesting. Something to consider. Okay.
That is okay. So damage and crit roll. I'll have the giant table roll up.
See. The damage is 6, and the crit roll is a 9.
9. Ooh. Sweeping blow. Oh, that's interesting because you'd get use some crazy tables perhaps, but with this higher thing than even the creature naturally could. But giant strike bowls over the character. They take an extra D8 damage, are knocked prone, and in addition, you can make another attack. But as long as it's directed against a different target.
Oh well.
Yes.
Okay, so 5 more on the D8.
Yeah. Oh, because it's like a sweeping blow, so it's like you're really doing a sweeping motion. All right, 5 more on the D8.
That makes sense.
How much HP does this thing have? All right. Still, well, it's not like it's prone, but it's up. You know what I mean? All right, and we're at the top. Dave.
All right. Psychic energy overflows from me as it strikes out at our foe up to 120 feet away, causing 66 damage with my psychic blast.
Okay.
There's no roll to hit on that, right? It's like magic missile.
No, just hits.
I might consider adding a save for half on that. I see save none.
Well, but that's the thing is he's got to drain the points to use it. That's my logic with it. You have to spend
22
something to
points
actually
of
use it.
damage.
Well, that happens to take it out. That extra 22 points of damage. As
Okay, good. I was really worried there for a second.
You do that.
It only took 3 turns.
Yeah.
to get it
Now,
outside.
the orc and the cyclops who are in melee, I need you guys to make fortitude save. As when this creature dies, unfortunately, our goblin and fiend were terrible at warning you about this. They witnessed this earlier. It like implodes, and it's kind of sucking you guys with it a little bit.
Yep.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
Well,
Forgot about that.
I got a 7 reflex save. Is that what it is?
Fortitude.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a 19.
Okay. Eddie?
I got to look again. I got a +5. So that's 16.
Okay. You guys are both good then. You feel like you guys feel like you were like almost sucked into its implosion. It implodes back into kind of like a rock about this size. Very like bone colored and still very warm. And then probably one of the goblins comes up and is like, "Oh yeah, we should have told you about that. We saw like a Cyclops' arm get ripped off, and when it imploded and gets sucked into the rock. Yeah, that seems like important info. Now you think of it.
I remembered the heat thing, and I forgot the end part.
I smack it on the head with my axe handle, the goblin that says that. Just glare. All right, what else is in this room, Stefan?
Well, the Toags just brought up, a jar of eyes for one of the goblins, from the stairs where there's a handful of dead Cyclopses on there. up
You said
here.
there's another room off this main room, right?
No,
The one with the staircase up and down.
Going down. Yeah, you guys went up. There's also a room that goes down.
This is a different staircase going down.
I mean, just room. One go. You guys went up. You guys went to the next floor up. If you go back down to where all the machinery is, there's.
Okay. You're talking about going back to where we. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
3-dimensional crossroads.
Yep.
All right. Do we want to go down? Are we dying to go down?
Yeah.
To the bowels of
Read
the
it
observatory.
odds.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have some info about here, but I'm not sure what to do with it. You guys go down and down those stairs again, and yeah, spiraling algae grows on the stairs, and then you guys get to that room that a couple of you have kind of seen those visions of, where there's algae growing on a pitted hunk of metal. It's illuminating a very spherical chamber. It's got a steady grow, and there's countless crystals. Some made perhaps a little reminiscent of what was in those robot creatures out there. They're inlaid on the surrounding surfaces, and they seem to resound or maybe absorb the glow and emit this resounding hum.
So like flying down close to it, where I'm up close to like this housing. Do I feel anything specifically? Like, is there any temperature or like thermal changes or anything?
The temperature is definitely warmer over here, and you kind of you start feeling a little bit of pressure on your mind, and you hear your mind translates it into words, but it's not exactly like hearing words in your mind. But you hear kind of, or feel a voice more than hear it. Say, "You have come here. There have been no one here for so long. I have tried to reach out and call to others, but they have avoided me. Please, did you bring more? The city cannot continue like this."
And seeing the crystals inside right here, were the crystals similar to the ones that were in the metallic giants that guarded the door upstairs?
Yes.
Okay. I know somebody took some of those. I start to look around and I was like, I think so. Let me see. There's somebody back here that might have some of those crystals.
And you guys all start to hear this voice. And no, not the crystals. More ore, more metal.
Yeah, so I'd go up and go hot potato the meteorite down to the fiend.
Okay.
Like, try and pick it up and be like, and like drop it at his the feet.
I gotcha.
I think we just fought, right? Like imploded, and now there's just a hunk of bullshit there.
And goes off. And it says thank you. And it kind of like you kind of drop it, and algae starts going on, and it goes, with this I can keep the city afloat for at least one solar cycle.
That's not very long.
No, the long the 365 solar cycles.
Right.
So we don't have to worry about immediately plummeting to our deaths.
Sounds like it, right?
Yeah.
Boy, all that pressure's off. We can do whatever we want, man.
Can you ask this thing who's sending these like skeletal metal chunks down from evil sun?
I mean, you can communicate with it. It's kind of reaching out, not just to him. It touched his mind at first, but now you guys are all hearing it, and of course, it thanked you, not him. Yes, is the creatures. They do not originate from this existence, this realm. They are from another entity, a primordial entity of chaos that it still exists, banished from this realm in its own nonsensical geography. Within its own psychic eminence created this.
Also, so I don't have to rhyme while thinking.
What sends them here?
I think at it.
Right, because it's only when you say things, right? Yeah,
that's true. We finally got another loophole besides just creepy laughter. I'm not going to do this kind of like algae voice forever. I'll tire of it myself. But It kind of it explains that the Cyclops peoples, the Laputans, when they were at the peak of their civilization, they and before the algae had grown and gained sentience, they needed a new resource to fuel their city's flight and elevation, and but more than that, they were also like reaching out to the stars. They were these philosopher scientists, and they reached out to the wrong stars that emanated from emanated from other realities, basically. And they opened kind of accidentally opened a tear or a rift. And so and since then they call it a star, but it's not a star, and it has been looking back at them, and that is why they all hide now. And it kind of explains that every single one of them that you've seen and that I've described, they've all been wearing these wide brim hats because they are literally trying to hide from the stars above. And I've been rolling randomly to see how often one of these meteorites, whenever you're outside, will fall down. If you wear a hat, if you all wear a hat, it's a lower random chance. No one's put on any hats. Well, actually, 2 of you have put on hats. But more of you needed to wear hats.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, that's really interesting.
Like that. Yeah.
And how do we stop these creatures of chaos?
And it'll explain that if you can call back to the date on which they first made communion with this rift that they call a star, it will basically summon that creature, which it describes as a more formidable form of what you must have just fought to get that hunk of metal.
So we should summon this electral beam.
And if you kill it, then it will stop at least here.
Okay, so we got to summon the evil monster. We got to summon Lavos and kill him. I got it.
Exactly.
And how do we summon this thing?
Go looking back at it at the date on which it was first called.
That's right. Yeah, I should say that. So we got to use the telescope, pretty much. Okay.
Yeah, and we can use the helmet probably to help us calibrate it.
Nice.
Call to it? Is that
Were we still on the stairwell, or was this what was in the basement?
The helmet
this is essentially what was in the basement,
on that date.
Oh,
So
okay.
if we know the date, we can use the helmet to look at the stars and align the telescope for what it looked like back at that date. Is what it sounds like we need to do. My orc would absolutely not have any idea how any of that works.
My occupation was a flesher. What does that mean?
Yeah, you tear the flesh off of people.
It's a living.
Yeah.
I mean, in orc society, it's very well respected.
As Grindel's would say, it's a living. Just like
It's a living.
There you
Exactly.
go. There it
I'm
is.
home
There it is.
smelling like flesh every day.
delicious kind of thing? The highly respected member of society.
Exactly.
So let's go back upstairs
what
and
you
see if we
do.
can find the Dark Knight guy.
Yeah, I'm no journeyman flesher. I've been fleshing for years. I've got my official license here. I'm a master flesher.
Master flesher.
Oh God.
Oh well. All right.
So we start to head upstairs, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go back to the room with the telescope.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
I'll definitely put that gear back that I took out.
Yeah. And there's a couple
Just
other
in
things that you guys have to fix up, but you can find parts in the other room and use the kind of, the goblin's eye
Using the
telescope
eyeglass
and
and
be like,
using
oh,
the-
this needed to fit here. This one is kind of busted. You guys are able to fix it up. No checks required because you have all the different puzzle pieces.
And I'm going to makeshift a hat, I guess.
All right. Yeah, you can find some paper and you probably secrete something and you make this like weird kind of damp paper mache hat.
Like a newspaper hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frog glue. All right. I got my hat on.
I went way different place with that. Anyway, so can we all make hats or get some kind of
Yeah.
hats?
It's only for when you're outside. You don't
I
have to
actually
wear
put on
them.
a hat.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
All right. I will So we'll go to the telescope room or whatever, and then do I think I could figure out how to do this? It almost looks like Matt Couch.
It does.
And he does like to wear hats, funny enough. But do I think I could figure out how to put it in the right spot that we need to look at?
Yeah, you have the star chart from down, like the really big one, and you're able to look at the different kind of notations on the smaller one that corpse was clutching. So you can figure it out. Again, you've got there's checks that can be made if people don't explore and look at things, but you guys have explored, looked at everything. You've got all the different puzzle pieces to,
Okay.
we don't need to, do the checks.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to where it's not quite pointing there yet, and then I'm going to say, before I move it there, we must prepare. And because I'm assuming probably. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, but sorry. I was just thinking at the same time. I'm still trying to think of a good trap or how to kill a god. I mean, that skeleton went down fairly quickly, but we did hit it really hard.
Yeah, we came in swinging really hard, and I got pretty fortunate on the enlarge. Well, I guess you didn't do the enlarge, but no, didn't Frank somebody hit the hell? Oh, it was the Toag. Well, but you're empty of soul.
There was
drain
3
luck
different
points, right?
crits on it.
Yeah, we
Now,
got
a couple of the crits,
fortunate.
they weren't like the craziest ones, but there's 3 different crits on it.
Yeah, that still makes a difference. Yeah.
Does
So
this
I
algae? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Doug. I'm gonna go over to the hag and say, "Touch me here, you know. Make me grow."
She'll cast enlarge.
Get a room.
13. I think this is the one that does nothing.
The sentient algae it kind of, feeling from afar your nervousness, it tries its best to quiet some fears by saying, if one of you falls in combat, basically if you bring me a portion of the body, I can bequeath you a seedling of them that will grow back.
Wow. I was about to say, if the algae itself could do damage to those skeletons.
I have a feeling that means it's going to be a very tough fight.
Are there multiple algae sentients, or is it just one?
It's one sentience that exists throughout all the algae.
If it's sentient, does it have luck?
I mean, it's not an illegitimate question, I guess, right?
Well, let's find out.
Well,
So I guess
Frank, that was only the 10% thing, unfortunately. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast enlarge on Eddie.
All right, Dave.
So
I guess you just have to hit with
It's just Can I just touch it, or do I have to do damage?
I think you can just touch it. Roll me a will save. It doesn't like it, and it tries to exert its own force upon you.
I don't blame him, to be honest. I feel a little dirty. I feel a little dirty doing it.
You're just licking algae off the floor.
17.
Yeah, you feel it kind of like try to exert mental force off of you. You get like one. I'll say you get 1 luck off of that, and it's like, don't do that. I will not make a seedling of you should you fall.
Don't touch me there.
No.
So, can you lay hands, Mr. Fiend?
I don't think there's a limitation necessarily on that until Let's see.
I think you'd probably do the same if you failed.
I wouldn't mind you touching me, just not where the hag did.
Let's see. Kill a specific condition. When do I lose my ability to do this?
So at the top of this dome situation, is it crumbling or damaged, or is it fairly well intact? Or I'm thinking about if there's any way I could push, since there's an opening in the roof, is there any way to be up there to shoot downwards on?
Yeah,
hopefully
you
the
can
god
totally
going to
climb
the
up,
room.
man. Yeah, the goblins,
Is there anything up
3
there?
goblins scamper, make a little goblinoid ladder out of themselves. There's some like holds in the walls that you can find. I mean, there's not like much room. You can't get comfy, but they can all kind of get up there.
Is there anything outside the dome, like
there's the top of the dome,
rocks to throw down, or Endor style swinging logs, or I'm trying to think of any other. I'm trying to think of other classic traps, like
you got bananas and a mangy cat and sneezing
Bananas
powder. Why are you looking elsewhere? Look from within.
Those seem like
I was
pretty
hoping
Home Alone-ish traps. Like you just Put banana peels in a cat, like, you know.
You
I don't think I
put
would-
6 banana peels on a cat.
I was thinking also, are there big trap puddles of water or something? Because I was in my head thinking, like, if you splash water on
There's
something
some
really
like
hot,
small
maybe it'll
puddles
fucking
of water. Small puddles. But,
small.
like,
Nothing that would
yeah,
fill
little
the whole room
splash.
full of water.
My kiddo would be disappointed in them. He would want deeper puddles.
I'm gonna ask the algae. Are there any weapons here that these Cyclops people have left that might be effective?
They were philosopher scientists. No,
That's why they died.
maybe there might be some stuff in. It basically says like there's probably some stuff in the drowned city down there that's all sunken underwater.
Another thought occurs. I mean, it doesn't really solve the problem. It just removes the problem. Is doing this whole thing of summoning this evil god, just sort of leaving for a while? Because, like, if it just wants to come here and kill all the Cyclopses, I mean, not Cyclopses.
Yeah, I'd say, why does that impact us? That's actually true.
Yeah, but the god
But-
asked us to get rid of this thing here.
Yeah.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
placated.
and if a god,
True.
if we get a favor
Right.
out
I mean,
of
we
this,
don't care if Laputa falls on something. I mean,
Did you say you wanted to placate the other god? And that's pretty heretical there, goblins. That sounds like a very anti-god kind of.
yeah, the other goblins are
Void
not.
Orphan talk.
Anti-void orphan, exactly. You're going against the big boss.
So, question. The other thing is, so that algae was saying we were about to run out of fuel and Laputa was going to fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we fixed that.
If we didn't fix it, how soon would it fall? Does he know?
yeah, but we're on it. So
you guys gave it some more fuel, and you guys bought it about another year.
Right. I was about to say, well, goblin lives aren't worth a whole lot. That's how what they think of.
I'll say if you guys do, since we're going with the Void Orphan, I have the Hubris book. In Hubris, one of the gods in there, it's like the god of healing, is the it's basically a dead baby god. It is called the Stillborn Unwanted Child. So if you need some extra god stuff, or you want to invoke your god, we can use that stuff from the Hubris book.
I like it.
I like everything in that book.
How about cable he's got? How much?
I've
do you
got
think
a
he has?
bunch of wire. I got 100 feet of wire.
Another one is snares, nooses, tripwires.
If you need any of that wire,
Mm-hmm.
help yourself.
So speaking of resources, Stefan, are there any of the Cyclopses running around that are like severely wounded that we could persuade to come with us?
An open line of communication has not been established with any Cyclopses. I mean, they're not like they're. I mean, it's been established they're 2-hit die creatures. They are going to be rightfully afraid of you guys from just your appearance.
Oh, they should be afraid of what I want to do to them. So.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm thinking. You wrote the spell.
I know what you're thinking. You want to get some hounds up in here.
Heck yeah! Tear that freaking elder god apart.
The Cyclopses do have some emaciated sheep down there that you could probably just go and steal some sheep. Yeah, sheep.
Yeah, I'll go grab one of the sheep then if that's easy enough to do.
You put on your.
If we're just doing
gross
go ahead.
hat. Yeah, no. This is like you guys have time. You theoretically have a year. I rolled. You actually theoretically have 14 months.
We got enough time for a team montage.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, for flavor, I could just roll to see how many goblins fell from their climb on the dome and just hit the ground. I'm just gonna turn up again.
Let's say Calvin, you do something with you make some kind of trap with sneezing powder, a cat that's tied to this wire, and bananas. Make a trap check. Roll D20 plus your create traps bonus, probably like a +3 or something. John, roll for hounds. You go and steal a sheep.
So you cast it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I put all sorts of like runes and stuff on the hound, or not the hound, the sheep, and carve into its flesh. Let me just do the manifestation. I'm like, these are fun. So 4 is anyway. We only got like a few minutes left. The creature violently
we
tears
can go
itself out of its
if need be.
Okay.
22, by the way. And the only trap I could think of is Is there any way
I-
the floor
I-
would fall out of this room?
No.
I got.
But the
I have an
ceiling
idea.
falling
For,
into it.
I have an idea for a trap. Is the weather still cloudy?
Always.
Always. Okay. So here, goblins. I want to corroborate with the goblins on this trap. I got all 100 feet of wire. We've got robot
Oh, lightning.
carcasses. Yes.
Yeah.
We can make a lightning rod on the roof, and then some kind of plate or something on the floor. You trick it onto that, and we Thomas Edison that elephant.
Jeez.
Okay. And Calvin, what
If-
was your check?
once again, if
a
we
moment
ha-
ago?
Astonishing 22.
Okay.
I was going to say, though, if we have time, once again a year, if there was any way I could, well, out of lightning, electricity, and flooding the whole room full of water. I was just thinking the water would hurt him because he's a hot metal skeleton. If it's flood with water, and then also hope for a lightning strike, that would be pretty baller.
Well,
Okay.
the only thing I can see with that is I got to put the telescope in the proper place.
Mhm.
Oh no, not full of water yet. Just be able to, if there's, I don't know, I'm trying to think of
Alright.
some kind of present.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
I'll
no,
say,
no. Good idea.
In the interest of time, you
Yeah, go for
and
it.
you guys have decided as a group that you do not want to take the full 14 months. You're instead going to do this
Right.
sometime today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The hag sacrifices a sheep, and a hound bursts out of it, a hag's hound, which is it's like a gross like birthing. The Toag and the goblins somehow team up, make a lightning rod. Our Dybbuk Orc Fiend, are you guys doing anything? Or are you just kind of getting ready?
One more thing after y'all talk.
Well, I was just hoping the hag was going to make me big. So
Yeah, I made you 10%. I made you 10% larger. I'll try again right before the fight.
All right.
I'm standing like up on the up above everybody and like kind of directing people to do things like if we're drawing out like chalk circles or anything like that, say nah, you're doing it wrong there, you got to change that to a different symbol and kind of
Like snaps his fingers as a little bullhorn. So good luck
exactly
with it.
I'm trying to like manifest like a sense of leadership over everybody. Whether or not I'm a good leader, it doesn't mean any difference. I just need these people to worship me.
Yeah.
Now you look like Boss Baby.
So, Stefan, I'm going to telegraph my intentions
Uh-huh.
by asking how many hours this would all have taken to do. Number.
Let's say you do a slapshod job in like 15-20 minutes. And you're like,
was
yeah,
about to
that'll
say.
work. Like, goblins are not necessarily detail-oriented. I imagine that most goblins love coming up with ideas and executing them very quickly. Lengthy projects that require a lot of detail and long-term planning are probably not actually their skill set.
You're
Which is
a
what
Chinese
leads me
knockoff
to my
cell
next
phone.
idea is how this gets done is the reason I asked how many hours it would take is during the process of setting up a lightning rod trap, how many goblins bravely sacrifice their lives getting shocked by lightning, and how many rolls can I get of random things of goblins popping in? So it doesn't have to be good things.
I'll say make a vile check for each of your goblins. And if they pass, they don't get struck by lightning.
Or 16, 12.
Okay.
One of them got struck.
All right, one of them just completely fried by lightning, and you will not be around for the final fight. But you
I
get
was hoping I'd get another goblin come back is the idea.
No.
Get a fresh goblin with an item.
In an hour,
Fine.
in an hour, you will get a goblin that appears with a jack-in-a-box.
A jack-in-the-box. That's the key. That's it. It's right there.
Put a boxing glove in the
Exactly.
Jack in the Box.
You're like, the mangy cat has a home.
The mangy cat comes out the Jack.
All right, but it will be here later. You guys, the hag gets impatient, and we have a kind of we'll not push our time too much tonight. Activates the thing. Another streaming meteorite comes down. I'll say hits your lightning rod. Gets shocked on the way in. Let's say deal. It has rules for this in the goblin class. We had multiple goblins helping, so I'm gonna. Let's see, it would have been.
Sorry, I took my contacts out, so I have to lean in real close to my screen.
That's good. How how much damage do those traps do? Is it a d6 per level?
1d6. Yeah, so it should be 3d6 because there's
Okay.
3 goblins. Yeah.
All right,
And it does get a saving. It does get a saving throw. Basically, he'll have to make a skill check, whichever lead goblin, and then that's the DC of the saving throw that the creature has to make against.
So yeah, Calvin, make a I'd say reflex save, and then I'll save against that.
Rolled an 8. That's only another 1, so 9.
All right. I get a 9, and I have bonuses. If people want to spend
So we
Vile,
can spend Vile.
how much reflex
Yes.
bonus do you think the boss thing has?
Jeez.
I'll spend a vial.
One of the goblins will spend a vial. That would be
1,
up to
2.
11. Jeez, that's only 2.
I
Some
mean,
of you
I'll
guys
do-
got vial scores
Anybody-
that
yeah,
are
I
like
would.
13s.
The
I'll
goblins
do
will
one,
spend
'cause-
2 vial. 2 vial.
and I'll add 1, so that's a total of 4.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully.
That does it. I didn't. That does
good,
it. All right.
okay.
3d6 damage before the fight even really begins, and then let's all roll initiative.
Was a amazing 665, so
Ooh.
17.
Damn, dude. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Amazing. Don't trust this roller.
Okay, not a fucking 1. Pardon the French. Not much better, but hey, not a 1.
Got to take your wins where you can get them.
Exactly. Probably still go dead last.
All right.
5 initiative.
5. Okay. And Eddie, what you got? 15.
Yeah, I'm dead last.
You still are. Sorry. All
Yeah,
right.
hey, not a 1 though.
Okay. There we go. Dave is the only one that goes before the enemy.
Okay. Well, I need to charge up. So
I guess so. It resembles the one before, except this thing, 12 feet tall.
And did you say it's made of metal?
It is like a meteorite that cracks and emerges like it is its own spaceship, I guess, in a sense, traveling through space. It is,
So like those really crappy GoBots that just turn into rocks.
I don't remember those, but sure.
Does anyone else remember those?
I had some of those.
The Rock
Yeah.
Lords or something like that.
Yeah, one of my friends stole one from me when I was a little kid.
The laziest GoBots ever.
It's like the toy and big. They're like, but why would I want a robot that turns into a building?
Yeah. What does it do?
Does a 16 hit?
No.
God, I hope so.
Oh shit, that's
it did
bad.
not.
Okay,
That is bad.
it's gonna be fun.
All right.
Okay, then it's its turn.
That's my turn.
It, of course, looks at you with your hubris. What's your armor class?
It's only 12
12. Awesome.
with my worm hide shield.
I'm hitting you both times. I won't even try to attempt. I won't even tempt you to spend your vial because it would take a lot both ways.
All right.
I'm rolling D7s plus some stuff. I rolled a 7 and a 6 on this, so I might be taking it down. I just did 19 points of damage to you.
Fuck. I think that's a dead Toag.
All right, and
Yep.
and you've officially been told that you don't get to come back by these algae if you do truly die. So you're on.
Ian's still got a little bit of time to get to him.
Yeah,
though.
Ian's still got some time. He's still got some time. Okay, Eddie, your turn.
16.
Nope.
Jeez.
Ian.
Seeing that the Toag has gone down hard like this, right? That is not great in this situation. We need the Toag up. So I fly over to where the Toag is, where Sam? The Toag?
Who's
that
that?
with
Sam.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Sam the
Yeah,
man.
Sam.
Mhm.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
because
try-
like I cursed him. He was actually a human that got turned.
Oh
into
yes, that's
Toag,
right. That's
yeah.
right. Oh, okay. That's not bad. 14, which puts it at well, it would be 3, but it's actually two dice worth of healing.
Okay, that'd be 2d7 for the Toag. Let's see, stepped away. Let him roll it when
And
he's
that's
back.
that's what I got.
Frank.
All right, I guess we're just gonna charge in at this thing or whatever.
Mhm.
9.
9. Yeah,
What
9.
do I plus with this 10%?
Nothing,
It's,
unfortunately.
it's cosmetic.
Yeah.
Okay. I just look big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 10% larger is actually pretty fucking significant,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I don't think any of us would complain probably
Yeah,
about it.
if I grew an extra 6 inches, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be all right. Then Calvin.
One of the goblins fires up the hat and aims the Celatone at the guy.
Okay.
Get a minus 1d3 to actions.
Yes.
And the other goblin is going to. So if I bring a dead goblin, so I get a seedling. Is that what the idea is,
That's the term that the algae used.
buddy? All right, fine. The other goblin's going to take the other dead goblin off the roof that got shocked by lightning and try to drop onto the guy and break his fall with the other goblin.
Okay. I'm sure
I don't know if
Goblin
it's-
would do a daggering as well. So just make an attack roll on him.
Yeah, I was trying to decide how that was to be an attack other than dropping a body on someone. That's only an 8, so a 9.
Yeah, you hit it and tumble off to the side. It's very warm next to this creature. As
Okay.
Actually, and Frank, as you did that as well, make a fortitude save, as it's really hot when you get next to this thing.
My fort was 14 though. Oh, 15.
Not too hot for a goblin. Frank, did you get a fortitude save? I forgot to mention it when you got into melee range with this monster.
Oh, is this thing super hot?
Yeah, just like the other one.
Okay, I got a 17.
Also been electrocuted. It might be hotter.
Yeah. All right. Then John, it's your turn.
Okay, so we'll have the hound go first. Let's see.
Also, I'm gonna roll the percentage. If it's 75 or under, it's gonna listen to you right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Now, I guess you could, since I decided to roll it, I hadn't thought of this before now, but John,
because another person's roll. If I want to spend some
do you want
vile,
to spend some vile on my roll?
No, because
Okay.
that might be a lot of vile I have to spend. I didn't even think of it could technically work that way, but yeah. No, even though there's probably a chance from how you said that, but no, I'm okay. It ignores me, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it ignores you,
Okay.
and I will now tell you the result. 78.
Yeah, that would have been close. Bad dog. All right. Okay, and in that case, I'm going to cast.
It starts
Give it a
grabbing. It's like chewing on the stunted tree in here. Yeah, it's not
Gotcha. Okay, I just spit at it, and then I'll go over to my orc friend and give it a shot. Cast and enlarge again. Let's see if we can get him bigger. There we go. That's a lot better. 17. That's definitely gonna be some more bonuses. If you want to go to the next person, I'll put it in the chat what he gets.
Sure. Dave, back up to you. You're not bleeding out anymore, thankfully.
All right, we'll try to lick him again, I guess.
All right. You got enough psychic. Oh no, you don't have that much psychic juice.
I only have one. I gotta try to suck some more off of him.
All right.
Well, unless I find a willing goblin. But we don't have lip though. Huh?
Yeah, can't use your lip like that. I know. All right. Then
But I did get a.
Oh.
Am I +2 now? Yeah, I got a 19.
Oh, okay. That'll hit. Now you're
All
laying
right,
on the floor.
yeah.
Just whip that tongue.
Phrasing.
Big money, big money. All right, I got 4 more, so I'm up to 5.
Okay. I'm afraid this thing, I'll pick on our much larger orc now. Let's see. I got a. I'll say, Frank, my roll. I'm gonna keep on tempting that vial. I got a 5 and a 14 as my unmodified rolls. You want to spend some vial to bring either of those down?
Are you saying your roll is a 14?
Yeah, on a d20,
One of
rolled
them.
14, and on the other,
Yeah,
We also
it's
got
not
a-
worth it. It's not even worth
I
it.
rolled two.
No.
I rolled 2 d20s.
Okay.
All right.
One was a 5, but I don't think he heard you, Stefan. One was only a 5.
Yeah, I'm guessing the 5 won't hit, but I don't think we're gonna modify the 14 enough to hit.
All right.
To not hit.
I'm sorry, Frank. It has a +7. 5 + 7 = 12, and that's your AC. You take 4 points of damage from that one, and 9 points of damage from the other. So total of 13 off you.
Okay.
And it is
Flesh wound.
yeah, just Eddie, your turn.
Oh, no. Actually, it doesn't hit with the second one because his AC's 13 right now
Is it?
because of my enlarge spell. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All
Good
right.
catch.
Good catch.
Oh,
All right.
so
Then
we
it would have been a total of 9 damage instead.
Okay.
17.
Yep.
On, please hit.
All right. And you guys, this creature, it is it starts drawing in everyone closer as if like it has got its own gravity to it. It is that dense.
Shit.
So everyone who doesn't want to start getting drawn, yeah, like I said, closer, make a strength check. And I do mean everyone.
Yep. I'm
The one
definitely
on the
going
ceiling?
closer.
Because it
Roof, I
also
mean?
has that heat thing when it gets you really close.
Fuck, no. I got a 3.
All right.
I'm getting sucked in.
Ooh, I got my big old strength of 7 right now,
Okay.
so I'm at
And
-1.
Just because it's everybody, I'll say it's a 10. It's a DC 10
made
strength
it.
check. All right. Ian and John, you guys probably, I mean, you would, I know your characters, you would have been trying to stay like basically as far away as you can get away with without being in range.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure enlarge is touch, though. Let me check.
Oh yeah, so you would have had to run
And-
out. Frank.
Yep,
I
enlarge is
did
touch,
need
so-
to lay on hands on the orc,
Or
so I'm right up
the
with the
Toad.
orc as well.
All right.
You mean
Yeah, pardon me, the Toad, yeah.
You guys
was
are-
that before we like summoned the thing though?
Sorry, say it again, Frank.
Well, I was saying like they did all that like in preparation, right? And then we like summoned it, right?
Yeah, and then moved around. Okay. Well then, and Dave, what was your? Did you get a 10 or above?
I failed. I got a 5.
Okay. All right. Then, yeah, Ian, John, Dave, another fortitude save as you guys getting close enough to feel that blistering heat.
Well,
Right.
so we're already in melee with
Ooh.
it. Do we need to like make another fortitude save that we already made, or no?
If you are already in melee, you don't. It's only when entering. Is how I've written it. And it's all the same. DC 12.
Nope, got a 5.
No, I got a 16
All right.
actually.
Okay.
I got
Then,
13.
the fiend takes 5 points of damage from that intense heat.
Kind of ironic.
Mm-hmm. That is.
You'd think.
Eddie.
Well, it's not as much the heat in hell as it is the humidity.
Terrible.
All right. Yeah, Eddie, what's that Cyclops doing?
Swinging and with a 17.
That hits exactly.
Oh, well. Then I'll do 5 points of damage.
Okay. It takes it. You got to keep it up. Frank.
All right, we're gonna try and. Is the fiend like sucked in? What are you okay, Mister Fiend?
I've taken damage, but I don't think I'm sucked in yet or anything like that. So I'm getting blasted by the heat.
I mean, you're
All right.
within its radiance, but
hmm
yeah,
I got a 17.
and that'll hit.
All right, so now I get a 5, the damage, and I got actually a 6. So that's actually 11 damage.
Ooh, all right. I mean,
Pretty shy.
it's looking
Okay.
rough. It's looking rough, but it's still up, of
Okay,
course.
good.
Calvin.
Well, after seeing it get hit so many times, the goblin that was dropped down trying to take the other goblin to the algae.
Mhm.
How far away is that algae?
It's multiple
To
floors.
bring our body to?
Multiple
Okay, it's
floors.
quite a ways then.
Yeah, you're not doing that
Thank you.
mid combat.
Yeah, it gives up on that.
Oh, and you tried to drop on it too. Make that fortitude save from the heat.
I did.
Okay. All right.
He tries to run off because he doesn't want to be so close to it. And as soon as he's 20 feet away,
Make a strength
use-
check to try to get out of its gravity well.
is it? Okay, well.
You gotta make a strength check to stay away and a strength check to move away.
Hey, 19.
Okay, you get away.
Then using the benefit of, I don't know, does it having its own gravitational pull mean if I throw darts at it that they'll be pulled at it with slightly more force than I can do?
It's possible.
That's all he can. That's all this goblin can do at the time.
All right,
I
try
don't
it.
know. Maybe for fun, throw a dead goblin at it.
Try it.
That's a 13, which means it'll only be a 14.
Does not hit.
Does it look like it flew at it at more oomph than I could normally do?
It does a little bit.
Okay,
Hard to tell.
that's
Hard
good.
to tell. You're hopeful though.
All right, then the goblin that's still on the roof is going to try and tie a coax cable to the lightning rod and shoot an arrow. There's no reason a lightning rod can only work once, right?
All right.
Is it a trap?
Make an agility. I'd say make an agility check to see if you can like get this ready in
This
time.
takes two.
Otherwise, it might be a multiple round thing.
If it takes 2 rounds, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
19.
Okay, I'll say
Wow.
you get a lickety split. Make an attack roll then.
Oh, I wasn't expecting to attack the same turn. Well, that's only an 8.
All right, you miss, but you have it's still attached to the cable. Seems like a decent enough plan. Could still be.
Yeah, I'll try it again
make
next
work.
time. Reel it back in and try again.
Then let's see, John, you and do you want to roll your percentage now for your hound? Or
No, you go ahead and do it again.
Okay.
No, you can do it again.
All right, it's listening now. Ot 5.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Okay, so I'm going to have it attack first. Okay. All right, so it's going to try to take a bite. No. I know a 7 is not going to do it. Rolled super low. Okay. All right, and then I am going to is it like how close am I to this
You're
creature?
like 10 feet away.
Oh, okay, perfect. So what I'm going to try to do, hoping this will maybe give me some protection against it, I'm going to try to use force manipulation to make a barrier between it and myself, maybe even one for one of my other friends too. Damn it. I think that just misfired or just missed. Yep, 11 failure. Okay. And, yeah, I'm not going to take the corruption.
All right, Dave, you're up, and I know you got a lot of juice now.
I got 5. I'm not waiting for 6. I'm gonna psychic blast them now.
Okay.
For now.
Let's see, 5. That's 5d6 of damage. This might be it.
Yep. That's 16, 17, 18, 22.
Let's see, 22. Yeah, that takes care of it. Yeah, this thing dies, and just like the other one, unfortunately, you guys have all been pulled in. Everyone who's been sucked in real close, make a fortitude save as it has its implosive death. DC 12.
Do the other folks that are like standing right there smashing on it also have to do that?
Yes. Yeah, I think at this point, everyone except like one goblin is making this save.
Does a 17 make it?
A 17 makes it. Calvin, I think you got one goblin in, or no, both your goblins are out.
What do you mean?
Well, yeah, they're not up in melee. They've made it.
Oh yeah, they're a little ways away. 20 feet at least, at most, I suppose.
All right. So everyone, bad news for John and Ian and the Hound. You guys are all sucked in and take 15 points of damage from the crushing gravity.
Yep, that's that for me.
Yeah.
Yep, that's for me too.
You guys can, the others can
Effectively be resurrected.
roll over these bodies.
Well, like, if I see the fiend get sucked in, I'm like right there, right? I'm gonna try and grab him and his cigar and like carry him away from the explosion.
Okay.
Yeah, could we reflex anybody before they got sucked in?
You're like doing all you can to stay out of it yourself.
But I'm a Cyclops.
Okay, I'll say you could trade yours because you don't care about your body really, and basically sacrifice yourself to keep either the fiend or the hag out.
Save the fiend so he can heal the hag.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right.
Like if he saw the fiend getting sucked into the orb and like I made my save, I would be trying to like put myself in between the implosion and the fiend. Like if I saw him going by, I would try and like push him away.
I'll allow you to take it instead of him then.
I see John frowning and Ian smiling right now.
All right. So the Cyclops takes 15 points of damage, saves, I guess,
the hag, right?
Hag. And the orc takes 15 points of damage and saves the fiend.
Hold on, let me see how many hit points I have left.
We got a free rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down, but I'm gonna push you. Like as you're going by, I'm gonna get in the way and get sucked in your place.
The Dybbuk is kicked out of that body as it is just mangled and crushed, in free floating spirit form. But the hag and the fiend are just fine. Ian, do you want to try to throw some healing?
Yeah. I mean, let's see. So, I mean, the orc, right?
Yeah,
he's got me at this point in time. So I'm like, immediately, you get first priority, bud.
This is touching. This is so touching.
I thought you guys were villains.
It's not
exactly.
I know.
It's just because he's my.
Listen, I'm just earning
It should be
acolytes
like,
is what I'm
it
doing.
should be like, I need to live. I need you to live so I can get something out of you later.
Yeah, exactly. So
You're very useful.
2 hit dice worth of because I rolled an 18.
I'll say now we I've forgotten it a couple of times tonight, but people do still take stat damage when they go just down in general. John, you went down at some point earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
You take. I'm rolling die 3 for the random thing. So John, you take an agility damage.
Okay.
Dave, you take a strength. And Frank, you take a strength damage. But
actually,
that was just 1 point off of strength that I take?
1 point off of strength.
Okay. That doesn't really change anything because.
Yeah, that was good for me because
like a 12 strength.
It's in the same
Low enough.
bracket.
Yeah, it's not really.
Yeah, if it does, I get it. If it doesn't change the modifier, it's not that bad. All right, but the thing collapses. It's like it turns into a big hunk of metal that clearly could be used to power the city's fight for a much longer time than the other creatures are. If you choose to give it back to the sentient algae.
I mean, I'm not going to say that a flying city would be a way to harass the population, but you know.
So what could we use it for otherwise?
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, that's up to y'all.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
What I don't know. What would you want to use a piece of, like a really huge chunk of probably slightly radioactive, space metal that was from some kind of interdimensional demon from? I don't know. What could you use that for?
Use it to summon a demon slave.
That's a pretty good one. I would say the goblins just want them to be, pointy asteroid shibs. But the better question is, what will the algae or the Cyclops give us if we give them this rock? Is there anything they could do in return?
I'm
gonna give it to them for free.
It will say if you leave like a finger digit, it'll keep you on file. And if you ever need to come, and if you die for good,
you get a boon.
Well, no. If you die later,
it can resurrect us,
grow you. You got to sacrifice.
Really
it needs
nice.
a little bit of you though, so like a finger digit or an ear will do.
Oh, okay. That's
DNA
actually that is actually really good.
That is
So we
really
get our
good.
DNA, put it in storage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's,
How about if we cut off an ear? Can we give it a piece, like an ear?
Yeah.
seems like an ear is a lot to get. I mean, I guess.
When
I was
you're
just
you need your hands.
Like I said, pinky digit. If you
Pinky
want,
toe.
or
Pinky toe.
a toe.
The ear.
I
Like,
mean,
That's the
other ear.
smallest. Like you can't just be like a little bit of blood. If you do a little bit of blood, it might work, but it needs at least a pinky digit for a guarantee.
I give him my baby tadpole tail that I've been carrying around since I was childhood, and I shred it.
It doesn't
Gross.
take yours. It's like, no, you licked me. I crossed the line.
I was just thinking as a joke almost. If I leave goblin part here, it would almost be funny narratively. As if ever in the future we can't think of a good reason for a goblin to come out of nowhere, one that literally falls out of the sky.
You see me up
Like
floating
that.
in the air with my wings flapping, and I pull a foot up to my mouth, and I just bite off a big toe off of my own foot, take it out, and use that as my flesh fare.
All right.
Yeah, Doug's gonna cut off his ear and give it to him.
Flesh fair, I like that.
I mean, my flesh is already rotting on my face, so I just peel some off.
It's got like a good strip.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the
right
idea
here
that
to
if
here.
you get resurrected, it'll be the guy who was alive before you took over his body.
Oh, for Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to work
if
for
you're-
Eddie. He's
Yeah,
a
that's. I
ghost.
wouldn't think it would because he's because he's already dead.
I have no flesh.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
They resurrect.
And-
They
and
resurrect him,
it
and
wouldn't-
it's a totally different character.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't come up in
Yeah, exactly.
DCC, but like I don't really, I'm not sure that it would work if like for undead type creatures.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. No,
Yeah.
I don't think it would either. It's because they've got certain advantages, and that's one of the disadvantages.
Yeah,
So,
like
no.
Wendigo wouldn't work.
No.
But all right.
What would have to do a
we're-
graft? Yeah, grafted. Which body part would he give?
Yeah, grafted.
Would it-
I'm not sure about that.
That's a fair point too. Yeah.
But we're past time. We'll I say we'll kind of wrap up there to just
Sure.
let everyone get to where they thought they might be tonight. And next week we'll go on to further adventures and